shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why? Someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why? Out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about life for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will He just study and mommy and it live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandon his family. Yeah. Oh. Take your time and think what he's going through. He doesn't want to give up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African choo-choo. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, bring up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Bring up the cannon now. Bring up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it or you live it, let you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. Bring up the cannon now. 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 Everybody down my time is singing. Freedom the canon, yeah. Freedom the canon. Hello, Biafrans, lovers of freedom, wonderful people. I come again today for us to continue to evangelize on the issue of our liberation and freedom. Wonderful Biafrans. Today is 9th of March, 2026. Join me from wherever you are watching so that we will continue to talk to the world about Biafra. Biafra is our religion and we must continue to evangelize. A lot is going on already all around the world, and we need to talk about our freedom. If you watch what is going on now all over the world, especially in Iran, you will understand that freedom is not given but taken. So join me from wherever you are watching and let us continue. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ, ekenekwa m unu. Ekene m nwoke, ekene nwanyị. Taa bụ Monday the 9th of March, and na afia ndị be anyị tata bụ eke. Ana m asị ka eke ketelu unu ife ọma, ọ ga-adịla unu mma. Those of you who are observing Biafra Day, which is sit at home, and some are using today to show the solidarity of Biafrans to the Americans and Israel in this war against terror. And this terrorism is why we have been running away from Nigeria. And I will show you a video where one of those who say that they are special advisor to the president of Nigeria was interviewed, and you will understand that Biafrans are not mistaken for running away from Nigeria. So Biafrans, join me and let's continue to talk about what is going on in our land. Let's listen to this group of people.
We are doing this rally in support of US and Israel. This is Biafra'S. We are raising the Israeli and the US flag to show that we are behind them on their good work they are doing. Nigerian people march on their flag, but we, Biafra de facto government homeland, are raising it up today to tell Israel and the US that we are solidly behind them. And that's why we are doing this rally in support of them on the good work they are doing in Iran. They are making sure that Iranian citizens are free from Islamic regime, and we are supporting them. And that is why we are doing this rally in support of US and Israel. This is Biafra de facto government. We are doing this on 9th March 2026.
Yes, Biafrans, this is homeland. Our people in homeland, they are showing solidarity to America and Israel at this global fight to curb down terrorism. Terrorism is on the highest level in Nigeria, and nobody knows it. Nobody talks about it. Nigerian media does not talk about it because they have already been silenced. So Biafrans will continue to show this solidarity to America and Israel, because Iranian government are the ones sponsoring global terrorism, because they want to Islamize the world, colonize the world with their religion, and we say no to it. Thank you, Biafrans in homeland. Thank you for coming out in your great numbers. We are proud of you, and our solidarity, we Biafrans, our solidarity with America and Israel continues. We are in alliance with them, and we support them 100%. Now, Biafrans, let me remind all of us of what is coming up on the 12th of March. On the 12th of March, there's going to be 1 million march for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So Biafrans, try and come out for this march. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is not supposed to be in prison. When a man like Gumi, Pantami and Malami, Kashim Shettima, who sponsor terrorism, are walking free. So come one, come all, and join Biafrans in this 1 million march. And we are warning Nigerian government,
warning all the governors that no hair from any of our people should fall down on that date. If Nigeria government, military, and the police, army, navy, air force, if they know what is good for them, they should stay away from our people on the 12th of March. So our people are going to march for Onyendu's freedom, because you can never tell anybody that somebody who is fighting for his people's freedom is a criminal or should be in prison. So on that very date, 12th of March, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to march for his freedom. The innocent citizens are not going out to fight anybody, but to lay down their grievances on the 12th of March. So my people, I greet you. Let me thank God for his mercies. Almighty Father, merciful God, I thank you today for everything you have been doing for us, protecting us, guiding us at this time when Nigeria government has taken its turn to the worst, even going on global interviews to accept that they are fighting terrorism. That shows that we are in a very cold war. So God Almighty, we commit our lives into your holy hands, especially the life of our leaders who are incarcerated, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, and we pray that God Almighty himself will continue to guide and protect our current leader, Mazi Ogekere. He say, so Biafrans, those of you who are around and watching, there was this interview that really took the world by storm in UK by the so-called President Tinubu's special advisor, a man called Daniel Bwala. That was the same man that criticized the government, and everything he was asked by this interviewee, he denied all of them, and it was trending throughout last week. I want us to look at it and probably discuss it in a manner that anyone who is hearing about Biafra should know the reason why we must leave Nigeria. Ndewo Charles, thank you for joining us. Let us listen to this very interview by a man called Mehdi Hassan.
2023, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was elected president of Nigeria, promising to tackle the nation's widespread insecurity and address two of its root causes, poverty and corruption.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria.
Nearly 3 years later, international attention is back on the country, with the US launching strikes as a, quote, Christmas present, claiming Nigeria is failing to stop a genocide against its Christian population. But whilst the Nigerian government denies these claims, there's no disputing that wider insecurity is spreading. My guest tonight was once one of the president's fiercest critics, but now serves as his official spokesperson and special advisor, defending the president's efforts to renew hope for Nigeria. I'm Mehdi Hassan, and tonight I go head-to-head with Daniel Bwala. I'll challenge him on Trump's Christian genocide claims, the Nigerian government's failures to protect its own people, and whether President Tinubu profits from corruption. I'll also be joined by our panel of experts. Anu Adeoye, a journalist with the Financial Times, Aisha Osori, a lawyer and development expert with Open Society Foundations, and Tunde Doherty, chairman of the APC ruling party's UK chapter. Daniel Bwala, thank you so much for joining me on Head to Head. Nigeria is a proud, sovereign, independent nation, a powerhouse in Africa. So why did you just let Donald Trump and the United States bomb your country on Christmas Day?
The United States government did not bomb our country.
Did you hear it? This is the lie number one. He said that United States did not bomb their country, but we don't know what. So let us continue. These are the group of people that rules Nigeria, and we say no to their leadership.
The decision by the U.S. government was anchored on the intelligence sharing between Nigeria and the United States and the agreement on the operation.
So Donald Trump just didn't bomb Nigeria on his own whim?
No. The U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, called our own foreign affairs minister when the decision was made that that was the time to strike, and the foreign affairs minister got in touch with the president.
So this was a joint operation, you're saying?
Yes, it was a joint operation. On
Nigerian... What I don't understand is, how can it be a joint operation when Donald Trump says that there is a genocide going on against Christians carried out by Muslims with your government turning a blind eye? You've called that narrative a hoax. You said it creates discord in Nigeria.
Right.
So when Donald Trump says he's bombing Nigeria to protect Christians from a genocide, is he lying?
We both disagree as to whether the so-called genocide in Nigeria was against Christians. We believe that it is a targeted killing by insurgents, Boko Haram bandits, and all of these criminal elements against the people of Nigeria, Christians, Muslims, and those who have not identified with any religion. Donald Trump believed it is Christians. We now felt, rather than arguing about whether it is against Christians or not, there is one area we both agree, that we have a joint interest in the fight against terrorism.
But you're fine with the fact that his motivation is something you disagree with. You think it's a hoax?
Yes, yes, because...
So when Donald Trump says there is a genocide against Christians in Nigeria, is he telling the truth?
It is a half-truth, in the sense that, yes, Christians have been affected, but the whole truth is that both Christians, Muslims, and those who have not identified. I said the narrative of Christian genocide was a hoax. That's his opinion. Everybody's entitled to it.
Is he right or wrong?
We believe there is a targeted killing of all Nigerians. Evidence has shown, and that is where...
Biafrans will all agree with me that if people are being targeted in a country that was elected by free and fair election of that same individuals, that it is the duty of the government to fight and protect those people. But look at what somebody who is special advisor to the president is spewing out. Is he supposed to be using this word that some people are targeted, Christians and some people? And who are those people that the government since 2015 could not bring to order? So what it means is that if Boko Haram is a nation, another nation that comes to attack Nigeria, the Nigeria government will be watching them, decimating and killing the same people that you claim elected you into power. And this is the special advisor. Let's continue.
We are focused on fighting terrorism.
So let's talk about the terrorism.
Right.
Trump claimed he targeted, quote, ISIS terrorist scum.
Right.
And every camp got decimated. But a lot of investigative reporting on the ground shows that few, if any, combatants were killed. Some bombs landed in empty fields. A local leader in one of the districts said, the same militants we knew are still there, loitering around our communities.
No, there were killings of terrorists.
That's not what local leaders
So I can call local television that testified. Arise News did, Channels Television did.
Okay.
So there was the killing of
terrorists. Well, you're not on the ground, with
place.
Respect.
No, I didn't.
Al-Haji Bunu, who's a traditional ruler in the district, says, we saw no dead bodies, even where the bombs fell. Those are his words.
No, because the bomb didn't fall in the town. It was at the camp, that enclave, where they gather.
He said that America did not bomb Nigeria, but he's now describing where the bomb fell. Which bomb? Who bombed? Who threw the bomb that fell at enclave? This is how a whole country lies with their leaders and their special advisors. If you say that America did not bomb Nigeria, and now you are narrating where bombs fell, who threw the bomb? This is it. This is the kind of people that rule a country that we are running away from.
Are you okay with having the Americans bomb Nigerian people's homes?
I'm not aware of that one.
You're not aware of Morenike Saka, who said, I began to scream for help. I had to crawl my way out of the room. The missile tore through her apartment building, according to the Washington Post. How about Musa Soliu? I was in my room. I was buried under the ruins. I don't know how to restart my life. My belongings are destroyed.
Houses were not destroyed.
Are you telling us that Nigerian citizens are lying about being bombed by the US?
I am saying that the military operation that was conducted on that day was targeted as terrorists, and we hit them.
You have a history of not hitting terrorists and hitting civilians. You know that, right? Your country.
I'm not aware.
Oh, well, on December 21st, the Nigerian Air Force said that they handed over compensation to people who were hit in an accidental airstrike on Christmas Day 2024. Do you just bomb every Christmas?
When and when?
Christmas Day 2024 and Christmas Day 2025.
I dispute that fact.
We'll take it up with the Nigerian Air Force. Let me ask you this. Since President Tinubu came to office in 2023, the situation has worsened in your country. You have a mixture of militant groups, you have bandits, you have clashes between herders and farmers.
We also have
Nigeria is now
of foreign interest in Nigeria.
I'm sure. Nigeria is now the 5th deadliest country in the world. Are you proud of that record?
I acknowledge the fact that we have insecurity in Nigeria, and until the hoax narrative of the Christian genocide, then we began to see back-to-back attack in Nigeria. We had for the first 2 years of the president's administration a substantial peace in Nigeria.
Actually, the number of deaths went up on the president's watch.
After this incident of a Christian genocide. And by the way,
when did that begin?
There is no country of the world today that is free from insecurity.
No, I agree.
Look at the way somebody argues. No country in the world that is free from insecurity. And this is the kind of government anybody would expect to rule them and give them peace and freedom. Why? Because Iran is hell-bent on Islamizing the whole world, and they support and equip Nigerians.
London,
that's why
you can't go in the evening.
Okay, but we're not bombing London to root out militant training camps.
But you have had so many of the bombing on behalf of the United Kingdom by the United States.
Since you're making rather spurious comparisons.
No, the context
11,000 people were killed in conflict in Nigeria in 2025. That is up from 8,700 in 2023. That is a 26% increase in the number of Nigerians killed since your party and your president came to office. That's a pretty awful record.
It's awful. And we're fighting hard day and night. But that's one of the reasons why the president traveled to Turkey, where we had bilateral agreement to deal with insecurity. That's why we're cooperating with the United States of America. That's why we're cooperating with any country of the world. The reason is because since 9/11, terrorism is a global phenomenon.
Agreed.
And so every country is involved in it.
But it's getting worse in Nigeria. That's the problem.
I can't say it's getting worse.
You just agreed with me when I gave you the numbers.
No, I
8,700 killed in 2023,
right.
11,000 killed in 2025. That's getting worse.
How many people were killed in the United States last year?
In conflict-related violence? Probably
this is not a conflict. This is an act of terrorism.
Okay. So how many people were killed in the United States in terrorism?
Excuse me, sir.
It wasn't 11.
You see how Nigeria government defends the evil they cause against their people. Why would you be using terrorism in another country in defense of the atrocity that government of Nigeria sponsors? Because anyone that knows what is going on would realize that anytime insurgency or insecurity is going on in a country and the government hand is not there, the government would have to fight that insecurity. But this one, even what's his name, Ribadu, says that they are their brothers. So this will be clearly shown that insecurity can never stop in Nigeria. Because if somebody like this, who is a personal advisor to the president, is defending it, that means that the hands of the government is there. Ndewonu, Solomon and Biden, Ndewonu, Ndewo my people. Let me continue with this careless talker.
This is part of what Donald Trump many years ago in his first term classified the Western media as what? Fake news. The reason is because context matter.
This is not Western media.
You
right?
are well
this
aware.
Is not Western media.
Yes, I understand. But
this
you
is
are
the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data, ACLED, the most respected group that counts conflict-related violence around the world.
Let me ask you, where there is a terrorist
attack, I could also give you another source.
Conflict?
I mean, National Human Rights Commission. This is a Nigerian group. 2,266 people were killed by bandits or insurgents in the first half of 2025. That's more than were killed in all of 2024. You are failing. Amnesty International says you are failing at security. The numbers don't lie.
It's unfortunate, and as a government,
and it's getting worse.
We're working day and night
and it's
to
getting
deal with
worse.
That situation. I don't agree to the fact that it's getting worse.
How can it not get worse if more people die in 1 year than the previous year?
Context matters.
What's the context?
The context is not getting worse.
What?
Yes.
The context is...
Look at how people are laughing at his stupidity.
You see, this is a water, right? Okay. If you have the water half, you could say half glass filled or half empty. Yeah. Isn't it right?
Yeah.
So the Western media always see Nigeria, Africa, and some of the activities in Africa as half empty. Excuse me. But we see it as half full because when we look at it, and when I say context matter, before the president took the oath of office, we knew the situation in Nigeria.
And you made it worse.
When he made the decision to take bold step to put Nigeria in better trajectory, we were well aware of the fact that it was going to incense lots of people. Okay. We are also aware...
Made your point. I get the glass half full. I get the context. I also understand basic mathematics. Let me ask you this. President Tinubu only declared a national emergency in November of 2025, brought in a raft of policy changes. After Trump declared your country to be a country of particular concern for failing to deal with the threat of Christians, does your government only spring into action when it is internationally shamed into doing so?
Unfortunately for you, 6 months before that, we arrested the leaders of La Kurawa and Boko Haram. Some months before that, we killed a certain number of terrorists that the U.S. government, State Department, commended Nigeria. The U.S. Embassy celebrated the fact of the exploits of Nigeria before Donald Trump said that.
But again, he shamed you, and you declared a national emergency. You didn't do it before he shamed you.
We declared the national emergency 6 months before Donald Trump's statement.
No, that's not true.
The president
of November of 2025.
No. Much earlier, around, I think, April or May, the president declared national emergency on insecurity.
But the actual national emergency was in November.
How can it be actual?
People can look this up. Let's talk about kidnapping. The world remembers Chibok in 2014, when 276 schoolgirls were taken by the militant group Boko Haram. Very little has changed, unfortunately, in Nigeria. Just last November, 250 students and staff were kidnapped from St. Mary's Catholic School in Niger State. 2 years into Tinubu's presidency, Nigerian research firm SBM Intelligence said, and I quote, Nigeria's kidnap for ransom crisis has consolidated into a structured, profit-seeking industry. That's embarrassing for your country that you have a kidnapping industry.
I agree with the fact that the insecurity associated with kidnapping has now become a crisis economy. But much more than that, I know of our government's effort in dealing with that insecurity. If you have a little understanding of the nature and the boundary and the geographical measurement of Nigeria and the tendency for insecurity to come in, then you will understand that we're fighting a hydra-headed insecurity situation. With respect to the kidnapping of children, the government has taken measures already. We've introduced what we call Save the School, where students and schools that are in remote places where there is no security are brought back into state capital, where they get the education that they need.
But Nigerian people don't believe you. 2 out of 3 Nigerians say that
Where did you get that information?
Africa Barometer, May of 2024, 2 out of 3 Nigerians say security agencies are handling the abduction of Nigerians fairly badly or very badly. 1 in 3 Nigerians say they personally know someone who's been kidnapped.
Yeah, you have
These are stunning statistics. Amnesty, Human Rights Watch have lined up to say that you have allowed impunity to flourish, you have failed to apply lessons from previous attacks, damning indictments of your security.
You, that's not what they said.
That's not what Amnesty said?
Yes. Amnesty.
I've literally got the quote right here.
Quote it.
The authorities' failure has allowed impunity to flourish and the killings to spread to many parts of the country.
Source.
Amnesty International, February 8th, 2026.
Well, I'm not aware of that one.
You're not aware of that one?
I am
at
aware.
The weekend,
I'm aware.
At the weekend, you put out a video to music of you and a team researching and prepping for this show. And yet every time I've asked you something, you say, I'm not aware of that. What were you researching in that video?
You're really funny. Let me tell you this.
A serious question. Amnesty International, you asked me for a source. Nigerians say security agencies are handling the abduction of Nigerians fairly badly or very badly. 1 in 3 Nigerians say they personally know someone who's been kidnapped.
Yeah, you have
These are
a
stunning statistics. Amnesty, Human Rights Watch have lined up to say that you have allowed impunity to flourish, you have failed to apply lessons from previous attacks, damning indictments of your security.
I put it to you, that's not what it said.
That's
that
what
is
Amnesty
not
said?
what yes. Amnesty.
I've literally got the quote right here.
Quote it.
The authorities' failure has allowed impunity to flourish and the killings to spread to many parts of the country.
Source.
Amnesty International, February 8th, 2026.
Well, I'm not aware of that one.
You're not aware?
Yeah, he's asking for source. Let me play this video and show you where El Rufai clearly makes an accusation openly to the government, paying millions to bandits. And this will go to rebut this man's lies about ransom payment to terrorist group.
The government of Kaduna State is a national policy driven by the Office of the National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting to that, but that is the policy now. Keep the bandits. They paid them $1 billion the first time the school was attacked and students abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are
finding this information about $1 billion being paid.
Look, okay, is to pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits. It's not the government of Kaduna State. It's a national policy.
He said that the government is empowering bandits. Pay them $1 billion, give them food, because they're in the bush. And this is what Daniel Buala is defending in world interview. Just listen to them again.
To spread to many parts of the country.
Source.
Amnesty International, February 8th, 2026.
Well, I'm not.
He has given him the source. I don't know whether you got the one that I showed of El Rufai. Let me play it again and you will see and listen to him.
Okay, is to pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or send food to them.
To pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or sell food to them. This is what El Rufai is accusing Nigeria government of doing. Though he himself did the same. He did the same during his own time. He did exactly the same.
In the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits. It's not the government of Kaduna State. It's a national policy driven by the Office of the National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting to that.
National Security Advisor Ribadu, the man who said that the terrorists are his brothers and sisters. Why am I doing this? And why am I showing this? This very interview by David Boala was, it broke internet 2 days ago, and the people were shocked at what a presidential advisor will be talking about the security of his own people. And there are many lies he told, and this will keep you wondering, what manner of government is that? So, Biafrans, we have no hope in these people, not their media, not their politicians, not the leaders, and not their advisors. We must fund our freedom and leave Nigeria once and for all, because they are not even talking about any means of clearing the bush, of taking away these terrorists. What are their aim? Why are they terrorizing people? Their aim is to Islamize. And who is funding them? Israel, sorry, my people, Iran are funding terrorists, and they are the ones terrorizing the regions around Iran, within Middle East. And this is why Israel is fighting back, because they fought Israel first. They will fight Israel, fight Qatar, fight Saudi Arabia, fight UAE. Exactly the same thing they are doing in Nigeria. This is the whole thing that we are talking about here, that we need to fund our government in exile and exit Nigeria. We all know that if there has been sufficient funding and financing of our government in exile, we would have left Nigeria a long time ago. That's why Nigeria government, corrupt as they are, corrupted one of us like Madam Baobao, Ngozi or Abu Fulani, to divide the number of people donating and financing our government in exile. This is Nigeria corrupt society for you.
But that is the policy now. Keep the bandits. They paid them 1 billion naira the first time the school was attacked, and students.
Do you know what 1 billion naira is in dollar? So much money. But look at one of the ex-governors talking about it simply because they want to bring down the government of Tinubu. They don't want Tinubu to become the president of Nigeria anymore. And this is the way Biafrans has to leave Nigeria.
Abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are
find
covering
this information about 1 billion naira being paid.
Look, let the governor or anyone come and deny. We have the evidence. When
he said, let anyone come and deny it, that they have evidence. So, my people, when you hear of this Buwala's interview, you will not hesitate to understand that this man was disgraced. Nigeria has been disgraced in the United Kingdom by Al Jazeera Mehdi Hassan, the interviewer.
I'm not aware of that one.
You're not aware of that one?
I am
at
aware.
The weekend,
I'm aware.
At the weekend, you put out a video to music of you and a team researching and prepping for this show. And yet every time I've asked you something, you say, I'm not aware of that. What were you researching in that video?
Yes, somebody who is an advisor to the president. He doesn't, nothing he is aware of. All he is aware of is his stomach. That's why they refer to them as stomach infrastructure politicians.
You're really funny. Let me tell you
Ask you a
this.
serious question. Amnesty International, you asked me for a source, I read out the source. You asked me for a date, I read out the date. What's your response other than picking up glasses of water?
No, Amnesty has a history of calling everything bad.
Okay.
I want to ask you,
that's what every authoritarian government in the world has said.
What is Amnesty's report about US?
Bad.
Not just bad, you didn't use the word bad, you read.
Yeah,
what
very
they
bad.
said.
Governments who do bad things, they all criticize human rights groups.
No.
Yeah, they do. I do this
that.
for a living. Let's ask about corruption before we go to our panel who are waiting patiently here. Transparency International, they say systemic corruption continues to plague the defense sector, causes a major hindrance to security. President Tinubu said in August, there is no more corruption in Nigeria. That's a ridiculous thing to say, is it not?
We investigate any case of corruption, not just in the defense, but anywhere in government. This administration has had lots of people who are in government, either sacked or investigated and being prosecuted. The resolve of our administration in dealing with corruption is obvious.
Why did he say there's no more corruption?
You probably read him out of context. Read
no, I didn't.
No, read exactly what he said. You're cherry picking. How can someone just stand and say there is no corruption in Nigeria?
It is getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy and no more corruption, full stop, close quote.
Good. So this is the context. He was communicating to the people about the exploit we are having as a result of the decision to remove fuel subsidy. We dealt with the question of corruption in the oil industry.
And that's not what he said, but okay, he didn't say anything about the oil industry.
That's why I say context matters.
Well, you can't.
Yes, oil industry is the only production that Nigeria has to maintain its citizens. Where is this oil deposited? Because he is talking about oil corruption, because his president is the Minister of Oil and Gas in Nigeria. Now, the citizens of that country, where is their position? Where will he classify them? You all see what El Rufai said here. Let me find you another video that dealt or shows the corruption in Nigeria the way it goes.
Make up the context. He didn't say anything about the oil industry. He said we have more money to the economy and no more corruption. In fact, he was criticized in Nigeria for this. Last question on this. How can Nigerians take Tinubu seriously on eliminating corruption when he appoints someone like Abubakar Bagudu as Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, a man who, according to the US Justice Department, with others, embezzled, misappropriated, defrauded, and extorted billions with a B from the government of Nigeria under the dictator Sani Abacha. Bagudu avoided criminal charges. He cut a deal with the Nigerian government, returned some of the money, but the president literally put Nigeria's budget in the hands.
This Bagudu was a Palestinian or a Pakistan, not Pakistan, I think a Korean who was doing business in Nigeria and who was doing money laundering for Abacha during Abacha's regime. And now that Tinubu came in, Tinubu started doing business with him. Now, let me show you this video. When you are talking about corruption or anything that is illegal, look, these are Fulanis that abduct people. This picture was taken from the TikTok, and you could see it there, that these ones are here sharing money. And somebody like this Daniel Buala is the the special advisor to the president. And he's being interviewed, and look at the way he's waffling. Just look at this. This is the currency of Nigeria. Have you all seen it? This is what goes on. Anyway, let us continue with this, and then we go into another topic.
Hands of a man who's accused of looting billions of dollars.
You started your introduction by saying it's a sovereign country. The decision of the court in the United States does not bind the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
But he gave $163 million. And that man is now in charge of the Nigerian budget. You're okay with that?
I think
Do you think it's funny? I mean, two-thirds of Nigerians...
You think it's funny.
No, I don't. I think people who are giving $163 million back shouldn't be in charge of the country's budget.
Thank you for your observation.
Okay, but do you think they should be in charge of the budget?
There's no evidence that that minister has misappropriated funds in the government of Nigeria.
Why did he give back $163 million?
To Nigeria or to the US
To
government?
Nigeria.
Why did the U.S. government give him $100 million?
It's a settlement. That's what you do in settlements.
Okay.
Why was he settling?
Yeah, so
okay.
so
you're comfortable with a guy
who
is accused by the U.S. Justice Department of embezzling with the Sani Abacha regime billions of dollars, being in charge of the budget
Are
today?
you okay with a president of one of the countries in the world who was convicted by the courts in that land and the person is still governing the country?
Who are you referring
No, I'm just asking.
But which country?
Okay, are you also okay? Are you also okay?
Because if it's Donald Trump, I'm a well-known Trump supporter.
Are you also okay with the prime minister of a country who was accused of making a wrong judgment in an appointment that led to a lot of problems, but he has not resigned, he's still governing? Are you okay with that?
Well, by the time this show airs, he...
Just let me understand any country that will just dwell on using bad examples in ruling his own people, and the advisor of that government will be comfortable coming to an interview like this, laughing over serious issues that touches and concerns his own citizens. I have never seen it before. But this man is here talking loosely about what relates to his own people.
may have resigned. So your argument
Now
about
that
Keir
it has come to
Starmer
light.
and Donald Trump, basically everyone else is corrupt. Okay, let's go to our panel on that. I'm joined by Aisha Osori, a lawyer and writer with the Open Society Foundations. Aisha, how would you rank this government's record when it comes to security?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 1. And I think one thing that I haven't heard in the conversation so far is that since President Tinubu came into office, we have no diplomatic presence in any of the major capitals. And the reason why this is tied to insecurity, for example, let's use our borders with Chad, Niger, Cameroon. When you have no diplomatic presence in those areas, then you're not able to engage on the insecurity. We talked about kidnapping a few minutes ago. There must be a link between the atrocious amounts of money that are being raised by kidnappers. Over $1 billion in 2024, according to the
ransoms.
From ransoms. That must be what's fueling the insecurity. So there's a link between the kidnapping industry and the rising insecurity. So killing a bunch of terrorists while constantly there's a wave of terrorists coming in through the borders from Chad, from Niger. Again, another thing that's been alleged is that President Tinubu's bad handling of the coup in Niger, where he said we were going to attack them, was one of the triggers for these countries, Niger and Burkina Faso, leaving ECOWAS. I'm just saying all of that is connected.
Yes. So let me bring in Tunde Doherty, who's the UK chairman of the All Progressives Congress Party, the party of the president. What is your response to Aisha when she says 1 out of 10 security rating for your country?
Definitely, what Aisha is saying, well, does not really have bearing. We have the diplomat that does fulfill the policies of government. And in terms of the security situation we're talking about in Nigeria, it's not today's thing. And we must look at the solutions that this government has put into force. You find out that the security architecture in Nigeria has been changed. We talk about the collaboration between the government and the United States in terms of dealing with insurgencies right there and then. Because
you can notice one thing in this very interview, that every little thing that we talk about security in America, their alliance with America, their security agreement with America, but these are the first people that has to march on America flag and Israeli flag. When America now took it upon themselves to quench the source of this global insecurity in terms of Islamization, because they want to Islamize the world. And Iran sponsors all these countries with their wealth, with their weapon, with their ammunition. So all of them now here, anything they want to tell you, they will mention America. But these are the first people that marched on America flag. It's always good to deliberate on issues like this. I know that they are not discussing Biafra here, but everything they discuss here is what impacts on Biafrans, the source of the problem in our land. Now, the media, all the people here being interviewed, apart from Bowala, are all Tinubu people. Buwala is Tinubu's personal advisor or public advisor. I don't know what he is really, but I know he is advisor to Tinubu. And this man, you can see Tinubu's footprint on his head. So they are all here to defend Tinubu and defend the terrorism, the insecurity going on in the whole region.
You know, Nigerians don't manufacture most of this high-tech required equipment to deal with such situations. The president, the government, is really doing quite fantastic work in making sure that they fight this insurgency.
Can you imagine that? That the government is doing fantastic work. And look at the situation in Nigeria. Why did America not go to bomb South Africa? Why did not they go to bomb Rwanda or bomb, I don't know, Kenya? But they came to bomb Nigeria on the 25th of December 2025. It is because of the level of insecurity, and their targeted people are Christians.
Collaborating with all factors or all countries that is ready to work with them.
Let's bring in Anu Adeoye, a journalist for the Financial Times who recently covered Nigeria and West Africa. Anu, we can't talk about insecurity without also talking about the economy and the underlying social economic issues. Is the average Nigerian both safer and better off under President Tinubu?
The obvious answer is no, right? And before I get to that, I want to talk to what Daniel said. I always find it very interesting with Nigerian government officials who cherry pick statistics about the US and the UK, but they never say how many hours of uninterrupted electricity as the United States had compared to how many Nigeria has had. They never try and find, the good statistics that Nigerians don't benefit from. If you look at the poverty numbers, this is according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. More than 120 million Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty. So that's not just people who lack $2 a day. That's people who can't afford food, who can't afford shelter. And even if you look at the numbers of the people who have died, right? These are wartime numbers for a country that is officially not at war. And so I think it's really, really difficult to make an argument and say, things are trending in the right direction.
Casualty numbers, wrong direction. Poverty numbers, wrong direction.
Right. We were very clear with the Nigerian people when the decision was made. It will bring discomfort temporarily, but the long term is what we are promising. We decided to also involve intervention mechanism in dealing with some of the hardship that the people undergo. Now, when that decision was made in May 2023, it was hellish. But as I speak to you today, the numbers, the indices, and the stats are favorable to the economic reform that we have introduced. Our foreign reserve has increased substantially. Our net import dependency went down. Our export production capacity has gone up. Our naira is strengthened. We have provided opportunities for families who could not afford to send their kids to school to access grant and go and have their education, cost of fee, tuition fee, as well as the cost of living.
You mentioned school. 20,000 schools in Nigeria have been shut in the last few months because of these kidnapping attacks.
Correct.
18 million Nigerian school children are not going to school, according to the UN. That is the highest number anywhere in the world. Are you proud of that?
No, I'm not proud of that because of insecurity. But the measures we are taking now, we're restoring.
Insecurity is going on in Nigeria, and an advisor to the president that knew very well about this insecurity has not advised the government on the issue of curbing that insecurity, to allow people to go to their businesses, allow school children to go to schools, and allow every indigene of that country to be free and live in safety. But he is the advisor of the president of Nigeria.
Bring them back to their schools. And some of them whose schools are located in places where there are no governed spaces, we're bringing them back into towns. So when you give out your stats or your opinion about an issue, also incorporate this fact so that the viewer will look at, yes, there is an obvious fact that because of the policy decision that it brought kind of untold hardship, but also we are making progress in this regard.
So I agree with you. That's a fair point. We should look at things in the round, and you've pointed out things you've done well. But then you need to do the same thing. Do you accept then that the poverty numbers are going in the wrong direction?
Yeah, sure. It's like
that's the crucial one for a lot of Nigerians.
No, but numbers don't lie.
141 million people in 2026 are going to be living in poverty in Nigeria. 62% of the population.
Then I explain to you why. Context matters.
I agree context matters. It's a failure. What you did produced 62% in poverty.
So the IMF, the World Bank.
Now, these people have been ruling Nigeria for over 3 years now, going to their 4th year. And how long are they expected to bring all these issues down? None. No program at all. No relief on site. Nothing at all. So, Biafrans, we do not have hope in going back to these people. All we need to do, fund our freedom and leave Nigeria in one piece, because Nigeria government is not ready. They are not ready. They are not.
And the Brentwood, they have applauded the reform decision we took. Now, tell me one country of the world that will introduce that kind of reform and there won't be consequential effect in terms of action. Even in the United Kingdom, as we speak, there is a cost of living crisis. Are you aware?
No, I'm not aware of that. Okay. Let me bring Anu back in from the FT. Is that a fair point that Daniel makes, that the IMF, the World Bank are praising what we're doing and actions have consequences?
Yeah, look, I think ultimately those reforms had to happen, right? There was chronic mismanagement at the central bank. The government before the Tinubu government was an APC government, so it's the same party. So, you know, there's only so much blame they can pass around. Yes. This fuel subsidy, you had to do something. It was riddled with corruption. But then the other part of that argument is doing those reforms should not be the end goal. It should only be the starting point. What you need ultimately is foreign direct investment in Nigeria. You need people to bring money into Nigeria to invest long term.
Robust foreign direct investment in Nigeria.
Let me bring in Tunde. Tunde, Anu makes the point, it's all APC governments. So you can't really blame previous government. This is all your party has presided over the situation in Nigeria. Do you
Definitely. That's why you have a president that is economically reliable to put the economy in the right trajectory. This is the first time you see people rushing to come and invest in Nigeria because of the key economic reshaping surgery that is taking place in Nigeria. So you can tell that Nigeria of yesterday is not Nigeria of today.
We have to go to the break, but last word,
I think it's telling that we're talking about IMF and World Bank as if their approval is sort of a good thing. When we talk about the fact that we live in a neoliberal world, and we're talking about the same institutions that made forced structural adjustment programs down the throats of so many countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, we shouldn't be praising the fact that they think these reforms are good. But I put that aside. What do the average Nigerians think about their lives? All that seems to matter to the Tinubu administration and past ones is the approval of the West. And I think this conversation between you and Daniel bears that out. It's what the US says, what the IMF says, it's not what Nigerians say.
Okay, so you see, you praise, just 1 second.
We've got to go to the break.
That's excellent, yes, excellent. You praise the idea, you praise the idea of a Western institutions report about Nigeria insofar as the situation is bad. When we praise the idea of a Western institution that before now said something against Nigeria, but now is saying Nigeria is trying, then that is not necessary.
Well, I think Amnesty International is a human rights group and the IMF is a neoliberal institution.
And they're all Western institutions.
All right, well, we're all cherry picking apparently. Let's go to the break. In part 2 of Head to Head, we will talk about President Tinubu, his wealth, his leadership style, and what it means for democracy with Daniel Bala. Don't go away. People who highlight allegations against him of, quote, massive corruption and misappropriation of funds.
That's their opinion.
Actually, it's your opinion. In January 2023, you talked about the legal petition against him that involves, quote, massive corruption and misappropriation of funds. You were in the opposition and were very critical of his wealth.
Exactly verbatim what I said, because what you just said is not a true representation.
January 22nd, 2023, You said the petition against him involves massive corruption and misappropriation of funds belonging to the government of Lagos State, abuse of official office, conflict of interest.
I'm glad you said the petition against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, document that was taken to court.
That you highlighted.
I wasn't the one that went to court. And at that time, where was I?
You were an opposition member.
Thank you.
So should we not trust you when you say things as opposition?
What is the job of opposition?
To oppose?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you know it.
For the sake of opposing?
No, that's what you're adding.
I mean, you didn't just say that.
No, go to Westminster on Wednesday by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
You'll understand the job of the opposition.
You can do whataboutism all day, that's fine. You also said that, well, you know what doesn't happen in Westminster in the US Congress?
I know what does happen.
Well, I'm telling you what doesn't happen. Politicians don't accuse other politicians of setting up a militia.
They also accuse the governing party
you said at the time,
on mistake in judgment in appointing someone that eventually turned out to be somebody in the FC.
Yeah, if you think that this is comparable to Starmer and Mandelson, good luck to you if that's your defense tonight. You said at the time that Tinubu started a militia to sway the election corruptly and that they even threatened you. So how can we take anything seriously you say tonight in his defense?
Your opinion, Nigerians.
So my opinion is your opinion. Sorry, Daniel, it's your opinion.
That was litigated in Nigeria to conclusion, and then as a country we moved on. We are more interested about the deliverables that we have for the Nigerian people, and we look for opportunities.
Nigerians are very concerned about corruption, and Tinubu, you said this, Tinubu and his people created a militia. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we've seen a political party creating a militant arm leading to election. Your words, January 2023.
Context is everything.
There is no context.
I'm coming. You are quoting the things I said when I was in the opposition.
And I understand that's uncomfortable for you, but you did say them. If you want to disown them, that's fine.
For you to ask anything I've ever said.
So does he have a militia that tried to kill you?
He doesn't have. I never said he tried to kill me.
I myself have received threats from him and his camp. Your words.
I never said that.
You didn't say that.
You see, all the criticisms he made against Tinubu and his government, he is denying it when he was on the opposition. Now, if you don't like a party or what a party is doing, and you finally find yourself there, what do you think that people will be talking about you? You have joined the bandwagon, and you are now one of the corrupt governments. This is it. He decided to join the bandwagon and become corrupt, and now he is defending the indefensible. Very shameful and very disturbing. I know that people might not take this serious, but this is the real thing about Nigeria. Corruption, nepotism, lies, covering up for someone in order that you will be covered. And the corruption, bribery, insecurity, everything continues going on in one country. Biafrans, we are not part of them. But it's good for you to hear it from the horse's mouth.
At a press conference on January 22nd, 2023. You're just denying.
I never said that.
Who said it then? A lookalike?
No, I don't know what you meant by that. I know I complained at the time about the conduct of election.
It is not my fault that I am able to recall your words in a way you can't.
But it will be your fault when you read it out of context. Yeah.
If we go home late tonight, context.
Yes.
Tinubu and his people created a militia. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we've seen a political party creating a militant arm and leading to election. He advised his people should grab by all means necessary the process leading to elections, that they created this militia shortly after that. We have seen violence in Nigeria, and I myself have received threats from him and his camp.
Tinubu never created a militia. Tinubu is one of the foremost politicians in Nigerian history.
Tinubu and his people created a militia. Who said those words, Daniel?
Tinubu has helped in strengthening democracy in Nigeria.
Tinubu and his people created a militia, Daniel. Who said those words?
Tinubu brought in...
That was his own words, and now he's taking back his words. He's not accepting it because he's now in Tinubu's pay list. So he has to join the corrupt group and lie for Tinubu. This is it. He is not even ashamed of himself that Tinubu came to power with 5 judges that stripped the winner of the election of his mandate and gave it to Tinubu, and he decamped from where he was able to attack Tinubu and joined him. This is the country we are running away from. We Biafrans do not want the whole of these people and their government. We want to be on our own, and we need to fund ourselves and leave Nigeria in peace.
Leadership skills into governance.
Tinubu and his people created a militia. Who said those words?
Tinubu and his people never created the militia.
You see, he's lying. The man is asking him what he said about Tinubu. He said it during the time he was in the opposition party. But now he's lying for Tinubu. That is pure nepotism. Lies to cover up lies. The same way that Iran has been sending them weapons, and they will label the containers building materials. This is what is going on now. They will label those 13 to 14 containers building materials, and when Custom of Nigeria intercepted it, they saw bombs, weapons, guns, and bullets. This is the people that are ruling Nigeria. Very shameless.
Why did you say they did on January 22nd, 2023?
I never said that.
He is denying. He never said that. He said all those. I have been searching to get those very words from Twitter, and I couldn't get it before I came in here, just to let you understand the kind of people ruling Nigeria, that any stupid person will be sabotaging Biafrans to keep Nigeria warm. Gowon tried it. What is happening to Gowon today?
Let's keep going, since you're denying words that came out of your mouth. Let's quote some other folks. The Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project named President Tinubu a finalist for the 2024 Corrupt Person of the Year award. According to a 2025 poll, 2 out of 3 Nigerians think the president and his team are involved in corruption.
That's a statement from drunken people. Next question.
2 out of 3 Nigerians are drunk.
No, start with the first one. What would you say the first time?
The first one was the OCCR reporting project.
They are the drunken people.
Okay, what about the Nigerians? Are they sober? Are 2 out of 3 Nigerians sober when they say your president and you were involved in corruption?
Nigerians are entitled to hold and express opinion.
Yes,
it
and
is
it's
in
bad
our
for you.
constitution. The fact that you express an opinion does not substantiate that opinion.
I agree, but that's their opinion. You accept that 2 out of 3 Nigerians think that your government is corrupt.
I would be happy if you can tell me a finding of court that says Tinubu is corrupt.
Well, what's interesting you should say that, because a lot of Nigerians have reason to suspect that his wealth was built on illicit activity.
A lot of English people have complained about the Prime Minister.
You can
a
talk
lot
about
of Americans have
all night long,
there is
but it
no
has no
country
relevance
of the world where the people aren't complaining about their leaders.
All right.
That's how
I love it when
democracy
you
is
set these
fashioned.
challenges. Can you find me a country in the world where the sitting president, the US government seized $500,000 from one of their Chicago bank accounts after investigators found probable cause that the funds were proceeds of drug trafficking, specifically heroin. Tinubu gave up the money in a settlement. He was never indicted of a crime. But when a US judge last year ordered the release of all of the documents by the FBI, Tinubu went to court to prevent it. What does he have to hide?
The minute a matter is taken to court by right, you have the right to send your lawyer. The fact that you send a lawyer to defend your matter or to go against a motion that is filed before the court is not a conclusive proof of acceptance of the fact
he's obviously got something
that was
to
taken
hide.
to the court.
He gave up $500,000, which were probably the proceeds of drug trafficking.
I'm glad you used the word probably, but it is not. Go ahead.
You see, now the global evidence, the world evidence, the evidence that anybody can rely on. Recently, the wife of the president went to America. Why did he not go by himself? Because he knows that the moment he steps into America, he will be detained. Because America has been calling for him to come to court and argue his case, his allegation on drug charges and all the money laundering that was traced back to drugs. And this is the man ruling Nigeria. And as the man rightly said, that every Nigerian is entitled to their opinion. When he wasn't with the same party as Tinubu, his opinion was that Tinubu's government is corrupt. And now he crawled to APC and became the personal advisor of the president, and he's covering everything up.
You said in 2022 that this drug case, quote, conclusively concluded not in favor of Bola because he had to forfeit that money, there is still a cloud around drug-related activity.
Cloud?
Yeah.
Not a conclusion.
Okay, so the cloud's still there for a lot of Nigerians.
No, the cloud is no longer there.
How did it disappear?
Because the Nigerian people have moved on with the president.
Who said they moved on?
The facts are there.
Less than 10%.
They have moved on with President. Nigerians don't have any choice. The citizens, the innocent citizens, they don't have any choice than to move on with the president. And somebody is here covering it up. That issue of drug alone disqualifies Tinubu to become the president of Nigeria. But he is there. And people like this are working with him. Though he is not a man of good caliber or a man of good standard, so it is all, is like a conundrum. All the bad things boiling in one pot.
Nigerian voters voted for him. So that he doesn't have some big mandate from the people that means that I can't ask you, why did he give back $500,000 to the US government, which were believed to be the proceeds of drug trafficking, and you believed they were the proceeds of drug trafficking?
Why do you conduct a polling with 500 people and give a representation of the population?
You're now questioning all polls. Is that your defense?
No, I just said the point. You heard me well.
Well, you don't trust the Nigerian people.
I trust the Nigerian people.
This idea of drugs and narcotics is a terrible case all over the world. And if someone has that questionable character and is elected as president, what it means is that it will embolden people who are into those activities. That is why this person has to come out clean. You said those words.
If somebody has that, thank God he doesn't have.
How do we know he didn't come out clean? You said he has to come out clean in 2022.
Okay, let me put it this way. This fact was litigated.
No, it wasn't.
This fact was litigated in the Nigerian court, and the apex court of the land, the Supreme Court of Nigeria, whose decision is not appealable to any court outside Nigeria, held that this case has not been established against him.
Your words were that there's still a cloud around them because it was not conclusively concluded.
The same court that they used in putting Onyendu in life jail is the court that now made Tinubu a free man from the drug charges. And this guy is here waffling, total waffle.
In favor and the judgment of the Supreme Court, which one is relevant? In the Constitution of Nigeria, all the decision of the Supreme Court bind all authorities and people throughout the Federation. That's what matters.
The fact that he had laundered drug money, most likely in his US bank account, is not an issue for you now. It was an issue for you a few years ago. It's suddenly not an issue when you go to work for the man. How convenient.
The court has held the allegation that was put up in the petition against him could not be substantiated.
Well, the US hasn't held that. And in fact, the US court tried to release all the files, and the president rushed to stop them from doing that. Innocent people, is that what they do?
What stopped them from releasing it?
Is innocent
what
people?
stopped them from releasing
it's
it?
ongoing in the courts.
I'm glad you said ongoing.
But
so let's wait until when it's...
Do innocent people try and stop files from being released about themselves?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Look at him. He said that you can stop your file from going on in the court against you. If there's an allegation against someone in the court, and the person cannot attend the court to defend themselves, what does that show? I know that sometimes they say that if you keep silent, it is an acceptance of guilt. You have to come and speak up. How can you go and pay people to withdraw or withhold your file from being tendered in the court? Because you are guilty. Because you have no grounds to defend yourself. And he criticized Tinubu at the time over this issue. And now he is denying it and defending Tinubu because they are all stomach infrastructure. Biafrans, the reason why I brought this is that some of us don't seem to understand. Let me show my face. Some of us don't seem to understand what is going on in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there is insecurity issue, there is corruption issue, there is, I don't know, so many things that will make a Biafran understand nepotism and all that Nigeria is not a place for us. This man used to criticize Tinubu's government when he was the opposition, and now he managed to join APC and became the same criminal president. He became his special advisor, and he is here in London. Al Jazeera Mehdi Hassan interview. He is now defending the same corrupt practices. So Biafrans, we are not going to ever see ourselves being or living in the same country as these people. We need to leave Nigeria. Nigeria is so corrupt that they can even bring a man like this in United Kingdom, Al Jazeera studio, to defend all the corrupt practices going on in Nigeria. It means that they are not ready to give up or change. And for us who are fighting for Biafra, we should be more serious in what we are doing, because Nigeria in the year 2030 will never change. Corrupt practices, that is their second name. Terrorism, sponsored by Iran, is their next name. And we Biafrans, we must donate and fund our government in exile and leave Nigeria. Let me continue with the interview. It is almost done. Then I will go into something else.
I'm sure the Nigerian people
privacy. I'm coming. If a case is taken to court against you, even when you know you are not liable, will you be comfortable that the order of court will permit the release of privacy issue relating to you?
Yeah, if people think I have drug money in my bank and I don't, then yes, I would do everything I can to.
Unfortunately, people do not.
Tinubu is not just super rich. It's what he does with his wealth. In 2019, 2 armored money trucks, bullion vans, were seen going into his house, coming out of his house. Where did that money go?
No. Point, did you see the money? Or those who reported, did they see money inside the bullion van?
Was there no money in bullion vans?
How am I to know?
No, but how can bullion van, money that, a van that carries money in the central bank of a country, be going into a private property? Yeah? It was going into a private property. What was that van carrying? Why is it in that private property? Has Tinubu's house now become the central bank without money inside it? So let me see if we can find that. But meanwhile, listen to them.
You said it was money in the vans at the time.
I never
2023, February. You
how could I have known
it's,
there was money
it's a tragedy that I know your words better than you do. There is only one person in Nigeria who is alleged to have moved money through bullion vans, and that person is the presidential candidate. You said that on February 17th on Channels Television 2023.
Thank you for notifying me.
So where did the money go from the bullion vans?
There was no money inside.
So why did you say there was?
I said there was no money inside.
But you said, at the time you said he's the only person to have moved money in bullion vans.
When did I say that? What was the event in Nigeria?
Oh, so you were lying because it was an election campaign?
No, I never said that. I said, how can you prove that just because a bullion van goes into a person's house and comes out that there is money inside?
Maybe because people said it was vote buying by Tinubu. Tinubu himself said, I gave money to the people. You know he said that?
Yes, I also give money to people.
When you give money to people, people would say that's vote buying. Politicians, rich politicians give people money.
No, he doesn't give money to people on election day, but he helps people.
But people at the time said it was vote buying. Do you agree with that?
Who are the people?
You said,
no, I never
ostensibly,
said that.
I can't believe you still keep walking into this. You said it was done ostensibly for vote buying. Do you agree with Daniel Bwala or not? Please don't lift up a glass of water. On the eve of the presidential elections, 2 cash-laden bullion vans, your words, were seen on the premises, which was ostensibly for vote buying. Your words, January 22nd, 2023. Have you just disowned everything you've said in order to work for this president?
I'm coming. What you just said now, I want to put it on record, on my own honor. That's not what I said.
So far you've denied 2 things.
This one I said, that's not what I said.
Before you said it too. Well, let's keep count.
Let me tell you what you do. You will have an idea of a phrase or a word in a sentence. They coined the other part of it to project what you want to push
No,
out.
I read the entire sentence
coming.
to you.
No, but that's wrong.
No. Let's
But
read it
that's
again.
wrong.
On the eve of the presidential elections in Lagos, 2 cash-laden bullion vans, your words, were seen on his premises located on 26 Borderland Street, which was ostensibly for vote buying, your words. You can just say I don't agree with what I said, then I was lying for political
I don't agree with what you said, yeah?
No, with what you said. In fact, in 2023, you said that he bought his election. Did he buy his election?
At the time, I thought. But when it was they called the court found out they didn't.
So you thought he was vote buying and now you don't. You thought he bought his election, now you don't. In fact, you said it was so corrupt, the 2023 election, Tinubu's win, you said that you couldn't eat food for 3 days.
I never said that. Where?
Arise News, March 2nd, 2023. I became so sick for the past 3 days, I found it very hard eating food.
I'm sure you have a mistaken identity. I never said that.
You never said that you
Why
became
would I
sick.
not eat? Win, lose, or draw. You eat your food and go to bed.
I'm going to spend a lot of time enjoying social media after this show is done.
Go ahead. You're welcome.
Let's turn to our panel, who are waiting patiently once again. I'm joined by Anu Adeoye, a journalist for the Financial Times who's covered Nigeria. Anu, we talked a lot about President Tinubu and the allegations of corruption, including from Daniel Bwala, which he's now pretending he didn't make. Allegedly, it's okay. You recently described him as a wily political tactician. How does he wield power? Daniel and others have accused him of vote buying in the past. How does he wield power in your view?
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to understand the context of Nigerian politics, right? And this isn't specifically about Daniel, because he used to be in the opposition, now he works for the president in the APC.
Well, he used to be in the APC, then he was in the opposition, now he's back in the APC, and he doesn't remember anything he said when he was in the opposition.
And I think the crucial context here is Nigerian politics is ideology-free.
Yes.
Right? There's no left or right, as it were. It's mostly, unfortunately, about, people call it stomach infrastructure in Nigeria. And self-interest.
That's what it is.
And ultimately, if you're someone like the president who, for all his many faults, I think is someone who sees Nigerian politicians for what they are. They are self-interested people. And if you can tap into that, it's very, very easy to get people to come on side. A question for Daniel, right? Like, what made you from saying all of those things that you now disavow? What was the grand vision that made you decide, I want to work for this guy?
First of all, I left him after the primaries because he made a choice of a Muslim ticket. And I thought at the time that that would be injurious to the interests of the Christian minorities.
He criticized the president because of his choice of Muslim ticket. And has the Muslim ticket changed? Has it changed? That is the question. Now the issue of this bullion van. Let me show a little video here and see how this could be substantiated.
Now, do you remember those pictures that had gone viral on social media at the eve of the 2019 elections, showing 2 bullion vans making their way into the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's premises in Lagos?
Have you heard it? Are you people seeing it? That is the bullion van. And this man here, Daniel Bwala, said that there is no bullion van. These lying, cheating, and condescending human beings are not the kind of people that we Biafrans will be waiting to work with. We cannot work with them. We cannot work with them. They lie, they nepotize, they are corrupt, insecurity on the highest level. Everything he said here, he will be making reference to America. Now, you are making reference to America while your country people are marching on Israeli and American flag. And the special advisor to the president cannot advise the country to the contrary, that this is not politically friendly, that it is going to create a friction in the alliance with these two countries. this is the people that we cannot work with. And look at the bullion van issue that he denied. Look at it here.
The Lagos State Organizing Secretary of the APC, Ayodele Adewale, has claimed that they missed their way there. Now, defending the incident further, Adewale said that there are some companies that have high number of staff members and they pay their staff in cash. But the bullion vans missed their way to the venue, and it was not invited by Asiwaju or anyone. Now, he also stated further that there was no money in the bullion van. Let's look at what people are saying about that. Now, Maurice Monye says, I would have been more convinced if he said the bullion vans we saw was photoshopped or not really a bullion van, but an SUV. You can't tell me a bullion van missed directions into Tinubu's house. I would not be insulted by that lie. Okay. Daniel Rega says, APC blatantly lied about the NSAS massacre, but you all are surprised about what Ayodele said concerning the bullion vans on national TV? Has members of APC ever been truthful? I didn't say that. Now, don't forget that Snake allegedly swallowed 36 million naira. Who remembers that story? And Monkey swallowed 70 million naira in this same regime. So he's just basically saying that it's not new. Now, FS used to...
Now, when you look at this very lady, she is now looking at the opinion of the public. Do you know that this Daniel Buala's Daniel Buala's video, it was on Friday or Thursday, but the same day it made 12,000 comments against Nigeria government, against the treatment of Nigeria government on his people. 12,000 comments in one day. So, Biafrans, I don't bring things like this to make you happy or make you sad, but to show you that no matter how you people shy away from supporting our freedom financially, supporting our government in exile financially, the Nigeria government are not giving up the next year or the year following. That we must fight very hard to take our freedom in our hands. So everything lies on us. Everything that we need to do must be done. Now, let me show you this bit as well. This is news from my information minister's platform. I think it relates to UK right now, because all along that this war on terror has been going on, Britain has not done anything to show that they are against global insecurity and those sponsoring it, which is Iran.
The battles in the Middle East are now drawing a response from London. The UK is preparing one of its 2 aircraft carriers for possible deployment, with the crew ordered to be ready to sail in just 5 days. That move could put the Royal Navy in position in the Mediterranean as Britain looks to protect its forces and interests. Stephanie Bennett is in London with more on that. Stephanie.
Hey, John. Yes, things intensify in the Middle East. You have that British aircraft carrier preparing for potential deployment. And you've also got American B-1 bombers landing at RAF bases here in the UK today and also yesterday. The HMS Prince of Wales is currently in Portsmouth, with UK news outlets suggesting it could sail to the Mediterranean or the Middle East. The crew reportedly has been told, quote, they must be ready to leave in 5 days. Meanwhile, the UK Ministry of Defense says the United States has started using British bases for specific defense operations to prevent Iran firing missiles into the region. Starting last night into today, several American B-1 bombers could be seen landing at RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire. In addition, RAF Typhoon and F-35 jets have continued their operations over in Jordan, Qatar, and Cyprus and the wider region in defense of British interests and allies, of course. But the UK government has been accused by some of not acting fast enough. It comes after the RAF base in Cyprus was struck by a drone. HMS Dragon will be deployed there, but it won't be ready to leave the UK until next week, they say. Officials say Britain has been deploying more assets for several weeks, though.
This is probably the most dangerous time of the last 30-odd years that I've been in uniform, and it's very clear that the demands on defence are rising, and that's why I think the Prime Minister said in his Munich Security Conference speech that we needed to spend.
Biafrans, you should all realize why I'm showing this is that sometimes last week it was allegedly said that Britain were not part of the fight against Iranian regime that are sponsoring terrorism all over the world. But this week, by seeing this from my information minister's Twitter handle, I decided to bring it to let the world know that now Britain are getting ready to join the fight against terrorism. So any Biafran who is sabotaging what we are doing, you should now realize, know it clearly that you are on your own. You are on your own. You have seen the interview widely, spreading across the globe on the internet, that David Boala is a clear evidence that Nigeria is not ready to change. He was the one that was criticizing the APC when he was at the opposition party, maybe PDP or ADC, whichever. But now he decided to decamp because that is the way they practice. In Nigeria, only one political party right now, APC. Everybody has gone to the corrupt party, meaning that they are not ready to let terrorism go. So you have to fund your freedom, because we have said clearly that we do not want Nigeria. We no longer want them. Our government has been redeclared 2nd of December 2024 at Lahti, Finland. We are now a government operating in exile, and it is legal. Don't tell me that why you are sabotaging your own people is because they are doing something that is illegal. It is not. It's very legal to have your government in exile. Now, I can send the link at the comment section. If anyone wishes to join me, please feel free to join me. Click the link at the comment section and join me and talk to Biafrans while we are listening to this.
More on defence and do it faster.
And the ministry says they have launched about 400 additional personnel to Cyprus in recent weeks. John?
Stephanie Bennett reporting live from London. Stephanie, thank you. For more on this, let's bring in Fox News contributor and senior advisor at the Heritage Foundation, Kyron Skinner. Kyron, at first, the British, or at least the Prime Minister, was fairly hands-off in the Iran situation, didn't want to let U.S. forces use British bases. That tunes the battles in the...
Yeah, he started with the beat that I told you people. Now let's look again at Biafrans in the homeland. Unlike Nigeria that was marching on Israeli and American flag, look at Biafrans in homeland and see that the solidarity of Biafrans with America and Israel continues.
In this rally in support of US and Israel, this is Biafrans. We are raising the Israeli and US flag to show that we are behind them on their good work they are doing. Nigerian people march on their flag, but we, Biafra de facto government homeland, are raising it up today to tell Israel and the US that we are solidly behind them. And that is why we are doing this rally in support of them on the good work they are doing in Iran. They are making sure that Iranian citizens are free from Islamic regime, and we are supporting them. And that is why we are doing this rally in support of US and Israel. This is Biafra de facto government. We are doing this on 9th March 2026.
So here, Biafrans are 100% in support of America and Israel, and we have no regrets. We have no apologies for that. We support America, we support Israel to decimate the source of global insecurity and terrorism, the sponsors. The next one and the next match is going to be on the 12th of March. Our people are going to march on the 12th. They are going to march to, to show anger over the detention of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are warning Nigeria government, we are warning them, do not do anything silly or anything stupid or disrupt our people from marching in a peaceful march to show that they want their leader to be released. Because if anything happens to them, the world is watching. There will be a very dire consequence if anything happens to our people. So every Biafran is encouraged to come out on the 12th of March to protest for the detention of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm looking for the video. I want to show it. You will all see and know that our people wants our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to be released, because we cannot, we cannot tolerate anyone that is fighting against us being released. They released Sunday Igboho. Gumi is walking freely. Pantami is there. Malami is there. All of them, Kashim Shettima, these are the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria, but none of them is in prison. They have just released Abba Kyari. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I'm looking for that video.
Yahweh, your name is Yahweh, your miracle. Your name is Yahweh, 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 your name is Yahweh.
Wow. Sorry, my people, I could not find that very. Yes, Biafrans, Arise News. Who does it belong to? Yoruba. The Channel News, Yoruba. TVC, Yoruba. This was how they used their media to destroy Biafrans, the 40 United States of Biafra, called Igbo tribe. That was how they destroyed our image before the world. They don't, they don't follow information that goes against Nigeria in their platforms. No, they don't. They have been bribed, they have been corrupted, just the same way they did in 1966 to 1967 up to 1970. That was how we had only Okoko on them. This guy is an Igbo man, Amiibo. Go to David Nana, Watchman TV, Nelly TV, Okute B TV. We are many now that will give you information about Nigeria, their lies, things they cover up. This is why I am bringing all these videos, for you to know Nigeria very well and know that these people are not people you can reasonably be seen to be working together. We have been working with them since 1914 till date. No good news about Nigeria. So what are you doing with Nigeria? Why are we dragging our feet from sponsoring and funding our government in exile? All the videos I have shown, none of them is a good one. None of them is interesting. This is about Nigeria. All over the world, anywhere you go and flash this green passport containing Nigeria name, you will not be welcomed. So what are we Biafrans waiting for? We are still trapped there, and we must put our gaze and focus on them so that we will know how to strategize. Because if you leave your enemies loosely, you are gone. You follow your enemies bumper to bumper. You can just do anything humanly possible to ensure that your enemies is kept under check and control. Otherwise, they will pull the carpet under your feet. Ndewo, my brother. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and talk to Biafrans.
Yes, good former from here, one other bit.
Ndewo.
How are you today?
My brother, you can see now.
Yeah, that is it's unfortunate the situation we found ourselves. I mean, in our people, because if our people know the, like you said, if our people know the kind of mess that we are in, they will wake up like yesterday. I don't know what will happen before our people will actually wake up. I'm not going to say anything much about the protest right now, but I greet Biafrans who are here listening. I greet our leaders, wherever they are. I greet friends of Biafrans. Like I said, I'm not going to say anything about the protest until on the 12th. Let me see how the turnout will be like. Because if there are anybody that will be on the street right now, should be eager to be on the street right now, is Biafrans. Because we've seen what happened in Iran with the protests of Iranians. America responded. And Nigeria is in the eye of the storm right now. This thing that you played, you see that moron, these people without any dignity, that is what Nigeria produced.
Yes.
And he has gone out to show the world what Nigeria is made of, that contraction. That place is not real. He has shown the world that there is no dignity, there is no honor in Nigeria when it comes to politicians and the people of Nigeria. Yes, I said it, the people of Nigeria. The same way this man is there, defending the indefensible, the corrupt and evil entity. The same way many ordinary Nigerians who are suffering, who have been the people at the receiving end, the same way they are busy protecting this government, especially most of them from the Yoruba, they are from Jazz. Because why? That Tinubu is their brother. So if everybody let Nigeria burn to ashes, that is the mentality that has been inflicted in these people. A very slavish mentality. That you elect somebody, even if that person is going to drive your life to the grave, because it's from your town and it's from your tribe, let him go on. And it's not only that Afonja, so I have seen it in some regions, in Biafran regions. I have seen it. This is not what we are going to condone in Biafra. Patriotism will overshadow, patriotism supersedes ethnicity or whatever. A nation, if you are a patriotic person, a citizen, you don't see your tribe, you don't see your kindred, you see your people, your country. But that contraption called Nigeria, because it was never real. It's all about our people. You see somebody committing crime, the people will come out and defend him or her because it's from their place. Nepotism at the highest level. Rather, this man, you watch the interview. Every little question ask him, you make reference to America. Not because he like America or what. He's making reference to challenge America. When the reason he was asking about the crimes in America, everything. That is to show you, Nwada, what you just saw played out. Plus the videos that have been trending about how they're stepping on the words on American flag and Israel flag. That is with what this man did at that interview. If you add them together, that will show you that these people already in the inner circles inside, they already made America their enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same way Iran have made America their enemy. So you now see the connection. They have already made the decision. Nigerian government, as a government, not just Fulani, Nigerian government have made America their enemy.
Yes.
And America knows, America knows that these people don't have any good interest. They don't have any good interest for America. They have two sides. They are choose to stand with the terrorists from Turkey. They are choose to stand with the terrorists from Iran. They choose to stand with the terrorists from every terrorist country all over the world, because that's who they are.
Yes.
So I don't see why anybody, even American officials, to even suggest or think, okay, Riley Moore, I'm sure he's seeing the people that he wants us to, because of them, our freedom is kind of been on hold because of the concern of the safety of these people. The same people that you're concerned about their safety are stepping on your flags.
Yes.
That is to tell you that these people will never change. We have nothing in common with them. So I don't know if I'm a Republican Riley Moore, Rep. Riley Moore will share space with people who hate America. Because our ideology is aligned with with the Western ideology. We have nothing in common with these people. Our life, our freedom, our future cannot be put on hold because of people who don't, they have shown it from every angle that they don't care about America, they don't care about us, they don't care about civilization, they don't care about the human race. All they care about is jihad. Mm-hmm. This religion of cancer that have engulfed the whole world, trying to eat and erode the whole world. We are not part of them. For America or anybody that is listening, we can never be. Just look at, my goodness, this man has been able to show that contraption is a joke. People were there on the audience, they were laughing. And those people that are sitting there laughing, many are Nigerians. And they are still the same people looking for a better Nigeria. When they have seen everything right there in their face, that this contraption can never work. But because as long as Igbo man, as long as Biafrans remain in Nigeria, in that cage, it's okay for them. They are willing to remain in that sufferness. As long as Igbo man is part of that sufferness. That is the reason. Why, Betty, if we were not in the equation, Yorubas would have pulled out of Nigeria by now.
Of course.
They would have pulled out. And the reason, because they don't want us to, they can't do without us. That is the reason why they keep holding us down. Holding us down, they are willing to lie to their teeth to keep that contraction going. We cannot deal with people who are not serious about what they want. Their leader now have taken a decent position in APC. That is to show you the people. Yes, anybody in our government, whether Mazinam can come out or anytime tomorrow and talk about us, talking about alliance with Yoruba, honestly, what I will do, people will not believe it. We don't need any alliance with it. All we propose is getting our freedom.
Yes.
Because it has been shown that all these people, they don't have any interest. All these people we seek alliance with, they don't have any interest of Biafra at heart. They don't have any good interest, any good intention for us. We are on our own, and that is why we are standing with the government of the United States, pushing, making sure that we get our recognition. That's the only way out. If we are expecting all these people who call themselves our neighbor, who have caged us and hold us down, milking us. At the same time, you are milking somebody At the same time, you don't even have any little of any regard for that person.
No
All
affection.
you care about is nothing. So for Biafrans who are in Lagos, who are in Abuja, in the north, all of you, even in Biafra land, we talk about our liberation, we talk about our restoration of Biafra, and many of you relax, feel like nothing is happening. Many of you depend on OB 2027. I don't seem to understand when you're going to learn. I don't know when you will learn. Because let's God forbid, but let's say we wait until 2027, which will never happen. Obi will lose that election. These same people, they will go back to whining for another 4 years. That is, I don't know what kind of juju or voodoo they did to these people. You will see people who call themselves learned people. And there is this worry from 1 year to another. Many of these people have gray hair. Ask them right from the time they came into this world what Nigeria has done for them. It's just that some people keep hope alive, hoping that one day to be turn of somebody who they are turn, or somebody who they know or who they are close to get into the position, into office, so that they can start enjoying. That is it. Nobody has any good intention towards the masses, towards the people. It's all about my own, what I can get. That is not a nation. That is not a place that is viable. That is not a place that can survive. The world is moving forward, and we are being stuck with people who think backwards, slaughtering and maiming. And our people, sometimes I say this, people think that I'm brutal or I'm heartless. But how can what is happening right now be happening to a people that have known pain, a people that have known rejection, a people that have known hardship, a people that have known marginalization, subjugation for years, and they just relax, hoping that tomorrow will be better with Nigeria? We don't have any tomorrow with Nigeria. We don't have any future with Nigeria. If you are from Biafran, if you are of a Biafran extract, and you still believe that contraption, something good will come out of it, you are worse than an animal. You are worse than an animal, because there is no need for you to exist. We are being mocked all over the world. Nigeria is being mocked. Don't you know that you are being roped into that? As Nigeria is being mocked, you are part of that mockery.
Yeah.
Because of your association with Nigeria.
Yes.
Without Biafra, nobody knows, there is no any other identity that you have except Nigeria. If you don't know it now. The only way you can restore your dignity back, your glory, the only way you can restore your pride back, the only way you can save your face all over the world right now is by separating yourself from that abomination that Britain created. Wanda, there is something that you said, point of correction. Wanda, I don't know if you have seen the other video that is trending. Our President Donald Trump told your Prime Minister that we do not need their help anymore in the fight, that it is okay, that we got it, that he doesn't want people that come into a fight when the fight has already been won.
Exactly.
So that is what is happening. Everything that is happening is gearing towards our glory.
I know. With iron, hot iron.
That's with them between America and them, between our womb, because these are the stronghold that has been holding Biafra. Although Nigeria, it is not Nigeria, that contraction that has been holding Biafra. It's not even our politicians that are selling us out, fighting against the restoration of. It's not even them. It is their Oga Kwata Kwata that's been holding Biafra. And now that stronghold is being broken.
Yes.
Because these people do not have any face. They don't have any power to stop America from recognizing Biafra. They don't even, in fact, they are causing more problem for themselves with this. So it's working in our favor, what is happening right now. Some people don't even understand Donald Trump. People are even in America here, people are misunderstanding that man and his mission. You know, people compare American mission during other presidents, other administration. They use it to make comparison to this very one. And I asked them, have they seen what is happening now? Have they seen it in any government of America ever? They have not seen this kind of action. Donald Trump is not the man that says something and go back on his words. Just like our prime minister said, Nigeria is in a hot soup. Nigeria is in a hot soup. When the head already has been decapitated, which is Iran, after that, the attention will be focused on Nigeria. With all that they have said, with the stomping insult, the insult and the ridicule of American flag and Israeli flag, what this one said on the interview, Boala, all that, America already know that these people have made themselves a real enemy of America, just like Iran. And America do not have mercy on their enemies. The United States have been trying to work with this contraption, that evil government of Nigeria. But they think as usual that they are smart, that they know how to manipulate their way. Business as usual. They think that Donald Trump is Obama or Joe Biden that aligns with them. They have entered hot soup. And after all this said and done, they will know the kind of damage they have done to themselves. Wada, I don't know if anybody is around, they can come in and talk and contribute. Yes. But yes. But what is happening, let's keep hope alive. And Biafrans, I don't know, where any Biafran out there right now should be rising up and being, this protest, every city in Biafra, every city in Biafra supposed to be in protest.
Yes. That
the torchlight of America and the world and Israel. So we need to
yes.
So don't even advise them. Don't stop advising Nigeria or whatever. Everybody is talking. Then one video, watch that one brother from that Igbo side, or Asa Abuja. This guy was talking. He said he was talking about a video of that terrorist army saying that Boko Haram are Nigerians. So this brother was saying that IPOB can be killed, Biafrans can be killed, but when it comes to Fulani, that they should not be killed. He was bitterly talking about that. At the same time, he was saying that the problem is that we are betraying ourselves. He was saying, look at how these people are shielding and protecting terrorists, their own brothers and sisters who are terrorists. But in the East, in Biafra, that we are sabotaging each other, that the leaders are sabotaging. Yes. I'm glad that he's saying it, that everybody's eyes beginning to open.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, after sit and done, on every mouth that have criticized the Biafra movement, they will use their mouth to testify. They will use their mouth to testify. For this journey that we have come, Fulani hear us and hear us well. We are not backing down. Okay. Biafra Republic government in exile and the de facto government in homeland will be the end of Fulani reign. Not just in Nigeria, but in that Africa.
Yes.
We are going to end the reign of Fulani. Their stronghold is down, which is Turkey. Turkey has been empowering them. Turkey has been sending them weapons. Turkey has been sending them. Iran, even Turkey. Iran
Yes,
has
I
been
know, I
empowering
know.
them.
Turkey
Yeah.
is still under radar.
Oh
They,
yeah. Now
yeah.
they are the ones. Now that the next target that means now they are the one that America is and Israel is looking at right now, because they have been working like their president Erdogan is the leader of Muslim Brotherhood. So America knows all this. That's why they designated them. They designated them as a terrorist group. As soon as they designate them, America move into Iran. And the next one is Turkey. Turkey is watching and they are being very careful because there's nobody to shoot Turkey right now. There is no any Islamic country that will be able to shoot Turkey because the most powerful, the most radical Islamic country that many other Islamic countries were using, they were trying to use them to destroy America and Israel and to take over with this their Islamic, jihadist agenda. Is Iran. A lot of money, a lot of fund was coming from. It's like as we gather and do. I'm not comparing our own, but you know how we gather every week and do fundraising for our liberation.
Yes.
These people were making all these Islamic countries. They are funding, making contributions. That's why Iran was building all these weapons, having money to deal and all that, having all these resources to do deal with China and Russia and all that.
Yes.
And China sending them all these fake weapons, which now, people don't want that. Oh my goodness. You see, after all this said and done, if Biafra know what is coming, if Biafra know the times we are in, we'll hurry up and queue in and get our restoration by supporting financially from every angle. Every angle. If we know the times that we are in, we are in a moment in history that might never come again. This is our opportunity to queue into the winning team, join the winning team, and get our liberation so that we can start restoring our nation. Because if you understand the monopoly that China have had all over the world, if you understand the impact of China, and China is not a country that plays fair. China is not a country that even cares about us as black people.
They are very mean.
I don't know why anybody will side with China. I don't know why any black person will support China. I don't know any black person will have anything. You see, these people don't have any regard for you. You are in China, you are inside a train, sitting next to a Chinese, they'll cover their nose because they see you as somebody who is rotten. They see you as somebody who is not a human being. They see you as an animal. So these people do not have any regard, any good interest for us. I don't know why Africans are running to China, protecting Chinese and Russia and all that. These people don't give a shit about you. If they like, let them kill all of you. It is to their own benefits so that they can come in and occupy your space because there is so much people in China. One, that China is crumbling right now in real life because America, Donald Trump, the master player, has crumbled China.
Good.
Donald Trump has caged China. China was expanding their tentacles all over the world. But now, Donald Trump quietly cutting their tentacles, cutting every arms right now. And just boxing China in one place right now. I'm telling you, their economy is going down the drain. China is falling. Because they dared to cage, they wanted to cage America with all these earth minerals that they use in manufacturing chips and computer stuff and car. America woke up and because of that, America, wow. So China can actually crumble the United States economy because of this. That was when America woke up. Donald Trump woke up and decided to cage them, dismantle every stronghold of China. Both in Africa, both in South America, in the Americas, everywhere now. So this game that is going on, if you look at it, it works in our favor because China has been the part of the people, just like you said, one that did it.
Yes.
Because of the loan, the money that contraction is owing China.
Yes,
China is willing to.
You see all this running up and down from pillar to post by China, supporting all the terrorist countries. They are in a very huge oil business with Iran. They come to Nigeria, they buy oil, they buy crude, they buy gold. You remember when Malami sold 2 billion worth of oil to China and ran away? Now they are in Enugu taking our coal, supporting all the terrorist countries, terrorizing and Islamizing, but not even one mosque, not even one in China.
There is a Muslim community in China. Chinese round them up, they put them in a kind of a concentration camp where they can keep an eye on them, every move they make, because they consider them as terrorists.
Yes.
I'm talking about Chinese Muslims.
Oh.
Chinese government consider them as terrorists, so they kind of box them in one place, in one community, where they keep an eye on them. That is what they are doing. But they now turn around and be supporting a terrorist country in another country like Iran and Nigeria and other things because of what? Interest. Interest. That is why the world today is based on interest. Even though some people are willing to look the other way, some people are willing to see evil and look the other way because of their own interest.
Yes.
So, Biafra, what is your interest? If somebody may ask you today, as a Biafran, what is your interest? We don't have any. Many Biafrans today, they don't know what their interests are.
Not at all.
What are your interests in Nigeria? You have interest in a contractor that don't have any interest in you, that don't have any future for you. So, with China being crippled right now, we stand a better chance of getting our nation. Because you know what? If we do not get this nation, China is going to come into Biafra. In fact, China will be running Nigerian government. I'm telling you.
Are you telling me? They have their police in Zambia.
They have their police station in Kenya
and Gambia.
There are restaurants in Kenya that no Kenyan citizen can go into that restaurant.
It's a Chinese restaurant. Nigeria, but you know Nigerians.
So you are talking about Nigeria. When these people with the kind of money that contraction and the influence of China, because they are supplying weapons to these terrorists as well. And these terrorists using it to eradicate villagers, indigenous people, wherever they find mineral resources, so that Chinese can go in and mine it uninterrupted.
Yes.
So
their relationship with Venezuela has been trampled on. When
that is what I'm telling you. People don't understand.
In Iran, in Venezuela, in Nigeria, they will be crippled there. So
that Donald Trump is a master player. He's using one stone to kill two birds. Look at all the places that Donald Trump is going and liberating the people. Their life, there are two things you have to look at. The people are suffering. They have abundance of natural resources in their land, beneath their feet, but they are in abject poverty.
Yes.
And if you look at that country, the government of that country, who is the government of that country rapporting with? China, Russia, Venezuela, China, Russia, Iran, China, Russia. Cuba, the same thing that America is planning to go into. Nigeria, China, Russia. What does that tell you? And all these countries have abundance of natural resources. Abundance of natural resources. And if you look at the oppression that is going on, the marginalization, the killing, the subjugation, China does not talk because it's none of their business as long as they get what they want from the land. If they like, let them kill all of you. China will not talk. This is for those people in Africa and in that contraption, cheering and supporting China, supporting Russia. They don't give a shit about you. If they like, let them kill all of you. They will not talk. It's for their own benefit, actually. So the earlier you wake up, you black monkeys, moron baboons in Africa, the earlier you wake up for once in your life and actually think like a human being, think like somebody that has senses, the better for us. Because this our stupidity, this our idiocy is what is bringing insult and even racism towards us. Because white folks, these white people that are looking at us, seeing the level of degradation that we are going through in our land, in our country, knowing the vast natural resources in our land, knowing the potential that we have, and yet we allow some few people who call themselves politicians and leaders messing up with our life, messing up with our destiny, shitting on our heads. Then these people in Europe, these white folks, and they will be like wondering if we are actually human beings. That is how we lose our respect. That is why they don't have any regard for us. Because it's only an animal, an imbecile, somebody that will sit there and allow somebody, a human being like you, your fellow human being, to shit on your head, and you do nothing about it. All this is happening because of what? Ethnicity. Because Yoruba people can never come out right now to have a full protest against bad government. Why? Because their brother is exactly. And then the North do not come out. The North might protest on their own because why? Because they want Tinubu out of the way so that they can continue their jihadist agenda. From us on the eastern nation, we are Biafrans. We don't have anything with Nigeria except those useless Efulefus who are free running around, they're hoping in a contraction. So if you look at it, how can you have a national cohesion? There can never be a national cohesion in a contraction where there is disunity, where there is dangerous diversity is what Prime Minister Simon Ekpa called it. Dangerous diversity. So how can you have an agenda, one agenda, and achieve that agenda as a collective people, of so-called Nigeria? There is no way you can have a national cohesion. There is no way you can set up an agenda. There is no way you can fight the government because the government understands that there is disunity, that our differences, our disunity is so obvious. And the government is using it as a tool. They find it as a tool so that they can use it, manipulate us. Government of Nigeria today is succeeding. That contraction is succeeding today because they decided to tap into our disunity, into our differences.
Yes.
Because they understand. You see, every day you keep hearing our differences or our whatever is what makes us unique. It's what makes us a strong nation. Our differences, our different ethnicity and whatever. But in the actual sense, what they are trying to tell you is that disunity among us is an advantage for them.
Yes.
Because they will always use ethnicity card. They will always use tribalism card to keep us fighting, to keep all those things going on, those drama, while they are advancing. And they use it for their own advantage. And the morons that call themselves Nigeria can't even see these things. That is why there can never be a better Nigeria. That is why Nigeria can never work. Because why? Because we are not one. We don't have anything in common. We have deceived ourselves for over 100 years. And now we are looking like fools and morons. Because our stupidity has gone to the highest heavens. The whole world has seen our idiocy and stupidity. And to seal it up, that moron went to London and disgraced. And no, isn't it ironic? There's something our brother Okochama said. He said that Nigeria is at a gunpoint right now. He said that Nigeria is the next target because this man, what he went to London to do was a setup. Even right now, that Boala, he's saying that it was set up. Nigerian government know that they've been set up. It's not really him that they are after. They are after Tinubu. Yes. For you to know that if British government, if a UK government will allow such interview such humiliation to take place in their soil, the same place that so-called Nigerian presidential candidates, they go for at Chatham House before the election. the same place, the same UK is where the president and Nigeria was humiliated. Wanda, what does that show you? It shows you that even the so-called UK that owns Nigeria have given up on Nigeria.
But
They are calling because.
let me tell you this. You see the British people, when
Mhm.
Biafra comes, they will be our first customers. Take
I'm
it or
telling
leave
you,
it.
yes,
And
you're right.
they will dump Nigeria in a dustbin.
In a food they already dumped them. That is why that attack, that setup took place in UK by Al Jazeera, which is a Muslim, what a Muslim. No, that the whole world is all queuing into the people who are smart. They are all queuing into the winning teams. Didn't you see? What is it called? Qatar. Didn't you see Saudi Arabia? Didn't you see Jordan? Every single one of them, they stood with America against Iran because they know that it's for their own benefit.
Yes.
So everybody now have gone against is terrorists. Europeans, even UK, they are rising up right now in UK, rising up against this Islamic movement because Donald Trump has given everybody strength by going after the snakehead.
Yes.
So every countries in Europe right now are rising to take back their country that was being infiltrated all over by this Islamic jihadists. So what Donald Trump did in this with Israel has emboldened the indigenous people in Europe right now. They are rising
Yes.
up to fight against. I'm telling you,
Yes.
they are rising up to right now.
Because
So
they are everywhere.
yeah. So what you see happening right now, Nigeria has made themselves the enemy. Number one, I don't know where I would say number two or number one to America because they will be the next, they are in the eye of the storm.
Yes.
And the whole world is giving up on them. Britain, which is their father, their daddy, is giving up on them because Britain itself right now, they are looking for how to gain favor with Donald Trump, with the mess that their prime minister has made. So everybody is playing, everybody is watching carefully. Everybody, before any country makes step right now, they are watching carefully. Even China right now is powerless, cannot even do anything to save Nigeria because they are worrying about their economy that America is stifling, choking them to death right now. So, Wanda Betty, let me stop here, but I want to tell every Biafran to please rise up. We have a unique opportunity, to get our restoration, our nation, to get our land, so that we will go back home and work with dignity. When you go to any country, when you apply for visa or in any country you want to go to, because many countries will be visa free for Biafrans, because we have what I say, onye bugini, onye ji ezigbote nri ka ewu na-eso.
Yes.
If you have what the nation, other countries need, you'll be respected. So we have it, both human and natural resources. We have it. And all we need to do is to come together, get our nation restored, get this recognition, because we are almost pushing to the end. With the happenings all over the world, you should know. We do this so that we can build a nation and restore our dignity. That when you're going to any countries in Europe, in Asia, wherever, you present your passport, you'll be respected, and our dignity will be restored. Thank you, my people. Thank you, Wanda.
Dalu so much. I just want to play a little of this our brother's speech here, or his video.
Wanda, I don't think it's coming out. Oh.
It's not coming out. It's coming out.
No, it's not coming out yet.
Hello, Lucy.
Yeah, what is not coming out?
Elonsi, can you confirm if this Okocha's voice, no sound, really? Are you hearing my voice now?
Yeah, we are hearing your voice.
But you are not hearing Okocha?
No.
Wow. Are you hearing this?
No. No.
Why is that?
I think it's from the video. I think wherever you're playing the video from, you should check the volume. Or some.
Oh, that's YouTube.
Hmm. Yeah, check the device that you're using it to play this in the video.
Let me play it now.
No, it's not coming out.
Okay, let me play it from
Have
my
you
phone.
checked? Have you checked the volume?
I have.
Hmm.
I clicked on the. Let me see if I can play it from my phone.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that will be better if I can play it from my phone. I like to listen.
Last year, I studied about Iranian proxies. I studied the Hezbollah, the Hamas, the Houthis, the rest of them, their operations, their movement, and what they want. Now, when I saw children marching this flag, USA, American flag, and so on and so forth, of which is what I want to talk in this video. Why in my live stream, I will talk about the operation of Hamas. So when I saw it, I saw the banner they put at their back, Operation Al-Aqsa operation. That is the operation move of Hamas. Okay? That is operational move of Hamas. I just want you to watch it there. Okay? Operation Aqsa Flood. That Aqsa Flood is an operation to eliminate influence like ethnics. That is what Hamas intended to in Israel. When Israel overpowered them. So that was what Iranians equipped Hamas to do in Israel. The Jews still have to go. Okay? So what is the mission of Hamas in Nigeria? In my live stream this evening, that is what we are going to talk about. So let us focus on the consequences of marching America and Israel flag. Wednesday, March 4th is today, 2026. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. This video of Islamic students in northern Nigeria.
Are you hearing him now?
I have copies and people who sent me where the location of this video
Wanda.
is.
Yeah,
So,
I'll be here. Yeah, it's playing.
different locations. Because of that, I leave the location apart. Now, I ran this video through AI test to see if this video is actually AI. This video is not AI. The only thing that even made me to believe that here is Nigeria is because of the environment. And if you're watching the video, you will see Nigeria flag up in between Palestinian flags. And you know what they are doing? They are marching the Israel flag. They are marching the United States of America flag on the ground. marching on Eid. These are children who knows nothing about geopolitics, who knows nothing, but they are putting it in their brain. This is all about religion.
Thank you, Usi.
Now, I want you to stop and think about what I'm about to say. Any part of the world, as weak as Nigeria is,
as weak,
and I don't know the way you see Nigeria, but people have misreactions about Nigeria. But no matter how you see Nigeria, no matter the situation it is, even though it's Benin Republic, Niger, Chad, if any country in the world see their flag being laid down and some students are marching on it, not in protest. I'm going to explain this thing one after the other. Stay with me. Not in protest. If it is during protest, it is a partial threat. It is a partial threat. So a country's embassy and diplomats or the country to say, we overlook, these people are protesting. It's normal. This is not a protest. This is an ideology.
You see what he has just said? When you have an embassy of a country in your own country, they are there living with you, seeing everything you do, and you go ahead to march on their flag. You have created a very big enmity with that country. Nigeria gets aids from America, from all these countries, yet they allow their students to march on their flag. And that is what Okocha is saying. Let's continue to listen to him.
So, if Nigerian flag is seen like this, even though it's even a agitating flag, or Biafra flag, or Catalonia, or Ambazonia, you can call it any names. Somaliland, that one that Israel recently recognized, any contractor. If you match their flag, don't expect them to keep quiet. They are going to react. So, if, for example, this is Nigerian flag, you know what Nigeria is going to do? They are going to issue statements. Yes. They will invite the ambassador of that country. Why are they marching our flag? They will do that, right? But guess what? America will not do that. Israel will not do that. They will keep it in your book. They will keep it in your book. So, the day they will respond to you, anybody who will be president at that time, or the Secretary of War at that time, or Secretary of State, like Marco Rubio now, they will come out and start telling you that for over the years, your country have trampled on our flags, they burn our flags, they chant death to America, they chant death to our allies. That time, people will be saying, this is unprovoked attack. I am telling you how these people work. They are not going to respond though. They will not call Nigeria embassy in US to say, why are your people doing like this? No, they won't do it too. They will record it for you. They will record it for you. If you like, continue to do what you are doing. What is the connection between these people marching Israel flag and Nigeria flag? It's just religion. I told you people that the next world war will be a war, is like a religious interest war. Next world war will be like a religious interest war. People are looking at it that, hey, next world war, China will be among, or Russia will be among. I am telling you, like, next world war, China is not a religious nation. They might not participate in that war. Next world war, Russia might not participate in the war unless they will dragged into the war. But let me tell you, you see the Western ideology with Islamic ideology. Save it somewhere. May God keep you alive. It is going to clash globally. It will lead to global war. It will lead to global war. And I'm going to tell you that the jihadis are the aggressor. No matter what you tell me, no matter what you want to say, even right down to my own personal village, at the time they came, they surround the bushes, they stopped people from going to farm for almost 2 months before we started trying to retaliate, chase them out. What do they want? They want to conquer the whole world. These people are the aggressor. We see what they are doing in Nigeria. A lot of northern Islamic terrorists, they are taking their position. You taking your position in geopolitics, I don't have a problem with it. You have a right to take side. But always read and weigh the consequences of your action. Every action has a consequence. So peppermint is not tramadol. Peppermint is not Ramadan. You are not matching Odudua Republic flag of people who are agitating. No, you are not matching Biafra flag.
Yes, some people say that he doesn't talk about Biafra. He has now clearly mentioned it. Biafra, Oduduwa, this and that. You see, my people, with all these reports that many platforms are giving about Nigeria, Iran, Turkey, all these people, they are not giving up. They are not. What are we supposed to do? Support our freedom. Money is the blood wire of any country, any government. If American citizens don't pay their tax, their country wouldn't have sufficient funding to finance this war. Everybody wants America, 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 Britain, Israel, I mean to say, to come to their aid. But how did they get to that level? This is what we cry here every day. Support and sponsor your government. It should not be one set of people every week or every month or every year coming to make donation for your country to run. Because I know all of you. Tomorrow you will come raising shoulders. I'm Monibo. I'm from Bayelsa. I am from this. But you are not part of it right now. All these videos, the ones we play from the phone, the ones we play on the studio for you to see, is to let you know that these people are not ready to back down. They are not giving up. Every day in Nigeria, there is killing of the innocent, the Christians, because they want to Islamize. Show me one mosque that has been burnt in Nigeria. Just one. But they have burnt more than 500 churches. And they will tell you, they will send Tinubu's wife to America. Oh, go and tell America Congress that we are not targeting Christians. And she is a pastor. But what do you expect? When you marry a criminal, you will automatically be a criminal. Because there is nothing you can say that people will believe you. Why are you with a criminal like Buala, Daniel Buala? When he was an opposition, he was full of criticism of Tinubu APC. Now he decided to join the bandwagon. This will tell you that the trend of Nigeria will never come to an end. Therefore, what do we do? To sponsor and fund our own government. Biafra, ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si, okwu a ka Nama ga-eji wee luo ụmụahịa. Etu a isi eme lackadaisical movement, o etu a ga-esi wee nweta this Biafra. Even though na onye isi anyị na-ekwu the other day, na other African countries dizikwa interested na Biafra, na fegebega anyị ntị. Why? Because o nwerozi onye dị interested n'ife Nigeria na-eme. Nigeria bụ ajọ obodo. They don't have rule of law. They have, but they don't obey it. They don't even obey international law, some of which they are party to, like UN. When UN said to them, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, 2022, they refused. They did not do anything. They did not. Nigeria is this type of country. So this our brother here now is asking you, if they stand on Biafra flag or Duduwa flag and march on it, how do you feel? Just like Nigeria, they are taking aids from America, but they are marching on their flags.
That is not Oduduwa or Biafra flag. You are marching America and Israel flag. You know, when we talk like this, people will say, forget about that, forget about that. But if they do it to your country will respond. The only difference between your country and these people is that your country will issue statement, but these people will not issue statement. They will put it in their record.
When this Iranian president passed on, when he died, from 1940s, US started reading his scorecards, how he hijacked US boats, they kill US officers, they kill US people in the embassy, they did all those things. America was watching, right? America was targeting Soleimani and the rest people. They were keeping quiet until their cup is full. Do you know how many Americans Iran killed since they hijacked power from Persian kingdom? But people won't tell you this. People will not tell you this. Do you know how many terrorist organizations these people are sponsoring? Down to Nigeria? People will not tell you this. Anyway, that is not what we are trying to go in this video. I'm trying to say that anybody who bought these flags, put them on the ground, ask students to start marching on top. You see, there is nothing like Western education in these areas. We have been yearning for the division of Nigeria. People are thinking that we are joking. These people are going to drag many people into what they do not expect. They are going to drag many people what they do not expect. Now, among the whole countries in Nigeria, we have so many Muslim countries in Nigeria. I want you to pay ultimate attention. We have so many Muslim countries in Africa, sorry. We have many Muslim countries in Africa. We have American base in Ghana and so many places. But US did not tell their citizens in Ghana, prepare to leave. Pay attention. US did not tell their citizens in Ghana, be very careful, stay indoor. But they told their citizens in Nigeria, be very careful, stay indoor. You don't know why. See, I'm sorry to tell you this. Nigeria has been mapped out for destruction. This thing that is going on in Nigeria, we are talking, you people think it's a joke. Sponsor terrorism. Boko Haram is almost 20 years, more than 20 years, killing people, bombing churches. You think their fundings and everything is private? No, it's not private. It's not private. People knows their network and everything. You communicate with terrorists, they kidnap, you negotiate everything, you talk. For your own side, you as a government official, you think what you told Boko Haram people, that it is only between you and Boko Haram. This is the problem with third world countries. They don't know that this world we are living in, if you don't have technology, you are nothing. So you think those calls you made with Boko Haram before they deliver money to them, no, so you think, oh, nobody listen to you, nobody knows your communication with terrorists. See, people don't know what is coming. Do what you want to do, no problem. No problem. So, people who are doing all these things should be differentiated. Let them differentiate them from people who are not doing all these things. Because every action has a consequences. Every action has consequence. This thing one day, it is going to come. For me, I'm not happy seeing this. Even though it's Ghana flag that I'm seeing, I won't be happy seeing this. This is a total disrespect to a sovereign nation. Total disrespect to a sovereign nation. I don't know what you people are up to, but for me, I am opting for the division of Nigeria. These two ideologies cannot continue to stay in this forceful marriage.
Yes, it's a forceful marriage, very dangerous diversity. Biafrans, we must go. We must go. Don't be lily-livered. Don't be absent-minded. Don't be ignorant like those who are in Nigeria. They are like that because they are helpless. They are helpless. Terrorism is not just that the person terrorizing you is stronger than you, but they terrorize you. Why? Because they want to weaken you. They want to make you feel that you better choose what they are offering you or you lose your life. That's why they have ammunition. Look at our people here. They are demonstrating with flags. And this had always been what Biafrans did in the past. But they will go shooting them. But this time around, the trap for Nigeria is for them to touch any Biafran again. Now we have lobbyists that conveys message of what goes on in our land, both home and abroad, to America Congress. And believe you me, On the 12th, our people will be on the street to demonstrate or protest for the detention of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not be in detention. He should not be there. Gumi is moving freely, parading about with the terrorists. Both the ones he will divide into two, tell you that they are repentant. They will put them into the military. Which country does that? So, Biafrans, all we need to do, remain resilient, come and donate. Fund your government in exile. We are not doing anything to the contrary or out of the ordinary. We are still doing what the law specifies and allows us to do. As people who are going through persecution and who are being massacred and annihilated, we have right to defend ourselves. That's why we now have the BLA, the BDF. So, my people, we need funding. We need to finance our government, both in homeland and in exile. We cannot continue like this. We cannot keeping quiet. Nothing will work. And let me touch light on leadership once more. Those of you who are upset that our leader, currently Prime Minister Mazi Ogenkere, that he is there. Think of Iran, that their leader was unalived sometimes last week. He has been replaced forthwith, immediately. No country or no nation or no government continues working without a leader. And you people should stop creating your factions. We love our two leaders, Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We love them. And if you do not know, get it into your teen skull that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a lawyer. He knows the right thing to do. He was there when the charter was created. And he can never tell you, oh, I don't support my charter anymore. No. And Biafra is not a personal, it's not a single man's property, or no single Biafran can claim ownership. It belongs to all of us. Now Iranians, they quickly brought out another man to represent them. So Biafrans, be ready to accept what is going on now under one leadership, or you will go astray. I will love you people and leave you here. We have now hit 3 hours on this very program. I don't like it being too long because of those in homeland. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ nwere ife anyị na-eme, anyị ada echeta unu. And I'm happy na unu pụtara ebe a bịa protest ya, gosi America na Israel na anyị na fakwu. Daalụnụ so much. Daalụnụ. So my people, we are done for today. Maybe when they come to space, I will stream it so that you will hear what other Biafrans have to tell you. My brother, Mighty Dot, do you want to say bye to our people before we leave?
Yeah, madam. We've been talking and talking and talking every day, every week. And there's nothing more to say than for our people to wake up. Wake up from this lukewarmness.
Yes.
Wake up from these shenanigans. Your land is going. Wake up from your sleep. Because if we do not, there is no future generation for us.
No.
Many people fought and lost their life so that you might be here today. A lot of people fought that you might have a life today. They sacrificed themselves. They paid the ultimate price. They paid the ultimate sacrifice that you may be here today. And now it is your turn for you to do something so that the future generation might be saved. You want to be selfish. If other people were thinking the way you were thinking, they would have allowed Fulani to kill all of us between 1967 and 1970. But because they had your interest at heart, the future generation, you that was born before after the Civil War, after the genocide they call Civil War, what are you doing to show appreciation for those that sacrificed their life that you may be here today? It is your time, it is your turn that you may sacrifice something. We are not even asking you to sacrifice your life. We are asking you to sacrifice your finance. Other people paid with their life that you may live. The ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate price. But now we are asking you. There are people who have put their lives on the line, sacrificing their life that you may be free, that you may have a place called home. All we are asking you to sacrifice a little. Finance, money, material things, not your life. And many of you have been so selfish that you don't want to give the future generation opportunity in this world to live a free life. If you do not support this freedom, that our future generation may have a chance to exist, there is no need of you existing. You are a waste. You are a waste. Show your appreciation for those that have paid their life, have sacrificed their life for you to have a life today. Show appreciation to them by making sure that their effort was never in vain, by making sure that you give the future generation a chance to live as a free people on this planet Earth. And for those opportunists, somebody like that one they call Joseph Okechukwu, that homo, that guy, honestly, I have a very bad feelings about that guy. I've been watching that for a very long time.
So n'eziokwu na ọ na-eso nwoke.
Amaghị himself not so. That's where anybody know they're from. Oh yeah, that's what my spirit told me when each time I look at him.
O nwere onye kwuru ya yesterday, but you repeating it now.
That's right from the time when I watch that guy, my spirit has never said that this guy with something strange about him that is not part of us as Igbo people. There is something strange about him. I'm one look at him. I'm one long wine. Also long wine 2 years ago. And when man not long wine. And when man or seen him in a private this and that. Or that show video, some video and picture online. Okay. And when man or long wine. Even followers here, when anybody man then they see now online. Or just put that one day for seeing a home wedding yesterday or 2 days ago. Or put that picture and all that. This guy there's nothing wrong in not having a child or not getting married on time, but look at he is successful. There is no reason for this guy not to get married. It's not as if he was worrying about money, finance.
Yes, because he used to be an actor.
Yes, he has it. If you talk about money, he has it. Again with something, there's somebody that come out to talk to people and encourage people and talk about Christian and whatever, talk about values and all that. Nobody is somebody to take after your name. So those kind of people, do you think that they have any? Do you think that what do you think they are willing to contribute to your betterness in terms of, because they don't even have any child that they are worrying about, that they need to fight for the future.
Child.
Onyahu. Ima oge this that's this mad woman in Atlanta.
Yes.
When she was doing all this show, all this photo during that inauguration, do you know that this man went with her? on that wherever they rented the club, the restaurant they rented to do. Joseph Okechukwu was there with this woman.
Does he live in America?
I don't know where that guy lives. He has American, I think, green card or citizenship. So he lives he lives in Africa, in some African country. He comes to America. He just fluctuating everywhere. And when any place, he doesn't stay in one place. That guy, then now he knows that the government of Biafra is in Washington discussing with congressmen or what suit here because he's imitating our prime minister. Oga say picture. This is what they do. Opportunists. Oga say picture. And they televise. That is all his mission. Just to go. All these people they jump in when the job is done. This guy, when we were busy, Mazinam the Kano was around. This guy, instead of you to put force together, support your brother. Or now Russia. He was there talking about American election, talking about Russia. Yeah, he was supporting Donald Trump that time. But he was busy talking about Russia. And I said, we are here fighting for freedom. Can you just support, lend your voice or whatever? The other day I watched his video. He was talking about how he's encouraging people to support people from the Easterners that are doing video, bloggers online, that they should, that people should, send money to them to support them, for their blogging and all that. I'm like, you have a government that is in Washington, the same Washington that Joseph Okechukwu Buga that he was in White House. That's what he tweeted on X, that he went to White House. You know that there are people who already been going to this White House, meeting congressmen and women. Even that Riley Moore that you met, there are those that met him before you. In the name of Biafra, for the survival of the East. Instead of you to queue up with them, even support financially, you are encouraging Biafrans that they should go and support bloggers, Biafran Igbo bloggers and all that, who are speaking against the injustice in Nigeria. That's it. Where are these people's priorities? Why this level of evil? This is the same person that come out, he will preach, he will pray, he will talk about heaven and talk about whatever a Christian that he is. You sound like all these evil Nigerian pastors, but you are full of envy. You are full of envy, hatred. Because if you are not full of envy and hatred, jealousy, greed, you would join your people who are actually in the right place doing the same thing that you went to Washington, whatever you ran to Washington to go and do. You could have joined those who are already there. Yes. Give a pushing, just give a pushing hand so that we can get to the finishing line. But instead, I was there when I was watching this video. I was like, I was just like thinking, what exactly is going in Riley Moore's head right now? Looking at this guy, listening to him. Riley Moore, you will be wondering. Yeah, you will be wondering, like, these people, what kind of people are these? There are divergent opinions in every way, even in America, even in American politics, even in families. There are divergent opinions, differences of opinions. But what these people are doing to us is not for differences of opinion. We are fighting for freedom, for survival. We are not in a well-organized, we are not in a real government, as in per se, a democratic government right now. We are government in exile and de facto in homeland. We are fighting for freedom. Your opinions matters, but if you're working actively going to sabotage a government, sabotage the movement of your people, because that guy cannot tell me that him going to meet Riley Moore and watch it is not an act of sabotage. Because a divided house cannot stand.
No.
When these people look at us and see that we are divided, different groups emanating from the same mission, it's not as if these different groups are coming together to speak with one voice. No, one is going, seeking for their own interests, how they want to be the head.
No, but do you think he went there ever to talk about Biafra?
That guy is, to be honest with you, before before God and man. I don't know what is the mission of this guy, where he stands. He is just flickering everywhere, fluctuating. Tomorrow you see him talking about Nigeria, better Nigeria, talking about how to support Obi. The next day you see him with Orabweze. The next day you see him with I don't even understand where this guy stands. He's talking about something is coming. He's talking about we are winning, we are walking, we are getting closer, we are speeding up. This and that, things will start speeding up. Things will start speeding up where? In Biafra, in Nigeria, or what? This guy can never come out and say, this is where I stand. This is what I'm going to Washington for. This is what I'm meeting Riley Moore for. Even on his message on X, he never said anything about, he only talked about the Christian. That means clearly he's still with Nigeria. It's unfortunate. Yeah, he can. I told you that opportunities they will be coming out in full force.
Yeah.
And that is what he is doing, because he has seen that the green light, what is happening now with the government of Biafra, pushing with a green light. That is why all of them are all what? That is why all of them are just jumping out, looking. The so-called the CRC that never believe in a what? You never believe in a lobby. They insulted our lobbies. Now all of them are looking for lobby. Everybody, because they are trying to see how they can be relevant and be able to seal the glory. That is all they do, the opportunists. But we have a message for them. We are keeping records, and after said and done, your treachery, your betrayal, your saboteur, your sabotaging attitude, your sabotaging practices you will account for them. We will hold you responsible when the time comes.
Exactly.
Thank you, Wanda. Go and get some rest again.
Yes, thank you, Biafrans. Those of you who have attended today, remember to click the like button and share the message so that it goes viral. This is all we are doing for ourselves for now, and by the special grace of God, we will do more. My brother Chukuma asked for the names of those on the YouTube platform. I put down there Nelly TV, Norma Toloma TV, David Nana TV, and Watchman. So is there on the comment section. Just copy their names and search for them. They are Biafrans who are helping in spreading our gospel on the media, because as I said, during Nigeria Biafra war, it was only the Yorubas, and we have only one Okoko on them. But now, we are many. If they are hiding it, we will be bringing them out for the world to see and understand. Let them touch our people again. Let them touch us again. Now we have lobbyists in Washington, D.C. that tells America things the way they are. And our space is the Biafra government media, and this one as well. Everything we have here is for Biafra. We talk about Nigerian news around the world, so that everybody will know what is going on. Ndị be anyị nọ n'ụlọ na-efolonu all these people mkpọrọ afa kịta, ebe a ka unu ga-anụ nke bụ eziokwu. Anyị amarapụ okwu Biafra kwube ife ọzọ. Unu ghọta na obodo niile a ibi, ma ndị na-eme application for visa, fanụlụ ọgụ. Onwere onye adanụ ọgụ. Ọ azọ anị azọ, amala ebe boundary bido. Ọ ga-adịnụ nke onye chi ya zelu. Peace, progress, unity, and equity. My people, I love you people this much, and nothing can change my opinion. Biafra must come, and we must all hail Biafra.